Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Another cold Saturday here in Western New York. And thank you, Alex, for being here. Sure, let me send you the link. I'll hit you up on Twitter. I love your takes. Alex is always bringing a good view to the streams and everything. I love how he interprets stuff. My partner, Pat, he'll be on here shortly. I don't know if Lou will be here, but Big Blue Crew always working like usual. Tonight we'll have Leather to the Face. 9 o'clock on G Nation's channel. Good boxing matches tonight. Good undercard. Really looking forward to that. Not going to lie. Lou and Pat got me back into boxing. I used to watch it in the 80s and the 90s all the time. Mike Nixon, what is good, my guy? Appreciate you being here. Hey, make sure everybody pop it in. You hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, ring that bell. Get notified when we're calling games or when we're going to be doing something. Subscribe to all our channels here. Big Blue in the Bronx, he's got a really good channel too. Alex does. Talks a lot of Yankees baseball, Jets football with his brother, New York Giants football. So here we are, the Senior Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, we're only 3 weeks away from the Combine. Indianapolis is only 3 weeks away. Next weekend, we got the Super Bowl. We got the Pro Bowl, and then we're going to have crazy. What's good? We're going to have the private workouts. The guys are going to be going up and down this draft board right now. I see a lot of people are loving the Malik Willis for the Giants, but they just showed Daniel Jeremiah's board. He's got Kenny Pickett number 9. He's got Malik Willis at number 32. So, and is it night? Yep. And me and Pat and Lou, we're going to be streaming. Well, we can't stream the Combine, but we'll definitely be talking about it, highlighting some of these players that we're seeing today. Look, some of these kids playing today, this is going to be their last game, or they might be an undrafted free agent. Not everybody here is going to make it. So when we see some of these guys, we have A talent going up against B talent, up against C talent, smaller schools. I love the underdog stories that come out of these games, out of these scrimmages, these practices. You got the Lions coaching staff on one side. We have the Jets coaching staff on the other side. So basically what you're going to be seeing is a lot of what their offenses like to do. So you're going to see a lot of plays like what Zach Wilson would run, or in this case, what Detroit and oh my God, I can't believe I forgot his name. Not Stafford, because he was on the Rams. Oh well, forgive an old guy. I'm really excited here I want to see these guys. I've been looking forward to this all day. Not gonna lie, I want to thank everybody for taking their time out and being here today. Alex, I did send you that link in Twitter, right? I thought I dropped it to you. Yep. Jared Goff. Thank you, Alex. Who's Staley is the head coach. Yes, what I do like about this is they're letting the defensive coordinator or the offensive coordinator be the head coach for this. They've actually started changing this around. Okay, no problem. I just wanted to make sure you got it. I love that idea, letting these guys show that, I can do this too. We know the head coach is the head coach for a reason. He got that job. But letting the coordinators start running some of these schemes and these systems and getting the best out of these kids for this game, I really, really, really do like that idea. I'd like to see that more in some of these scrimmages and stuff. So we see a lot of highlights. Trevor Penning, he's had really good highlights. Now, when I broke down his game film, I watched a game on him. He does struggle a little bit. His footwork is is to be desired. And I get it. He's going up against good talent, great talent. Shows a nastiness. I like that too. Look, as far as, the deception, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you being here. My partner, Pat, will be along here shortly. Brandon Brown, assistant GM for I am upset. Oh, the guy that we just got from the Eagles. Dude, he's supposed to be a high riser. I mean, that's what I was just going to go with. Okay, look. This is going to be a different draft than we've known of anything in 10 years, guys. This is going to be completely different. I read an article. I wish to God that Rodney, what is good? Appreciate you being here. I read an article and it said it's the first time in 10, 15, 20 years. I forget how many years. I don't know if anybody else saw it. Maybe help me out a little bit. That the scouting department actually got together and had a meal. They were actually communicating, talking, sitting down. This has not happened in 10 years at least. That's how dysfunctional our scouting department was. That's why you saw the Giants go out and get that guy from the Eagles. You could say what you want about the Eagles, but that guy he saw talent. Look at how the Eagles are bragging about their offensive linemen and their defensive line. We get the Eagles guys coming into our streams saying how much better their O-line is compared to ours. And that's the one thing that I'm getting about with the Willis thing. We just fired Dave Gettleman, just got rid of Joe Judge because everyone was complaining. They did not draft one offensive lineman in last year's draft. Not one. All right. So this year, what are we just going to forget the offensive line again? Because these guys are hyping up Malik Willis at the beginning of the college season. Nobody was really talking about him. A couple of people were. King Tone, what's good? Well, it's good. He was, but now let's not forget, like I said, you got Detroit's coaching staff and you've got the Jets coaching staff. They're installing in these guys the offenses that they like to run. So again, Mike, that's scheme versus fit. So you're going to have to take some of this with a grain of salt because I'm sure the scouts, the GMs, the head coaches that are looking at these guys are going to say, okay, well, he can't run this type of system, but we run a completely different type of system and he might fit into that. And yes, get rid of the whole scouting department. I agree, King Tone. That blew my mind when I read that. I was hoping Pat was here so that we could open up with that, but he had a couple errors to run. Like I said, he'll be back. I could not believe I read that. What were they doing in that front office for the last 10, 12, 15 years? So now with this coming draft, guys, I think we can pretty much say it's not going to be that shiny object. It's not going to be a flashy player. Give me a thumbs up there when you're ready, Alex. Okay. Big Blue in the Bronx. He's always got great stuff to contribute. Did you read that article, Alex?
Huh?
Did you read that article about the scouting department's first time they've had dinner in like 10 or 15 years?
I heard about it. I didn't know it was an actual meal, but I heard something about the scouts sitting down together with Shane or something like that.
Right. Blows your mind, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is stuff we've never heard before. And for a fan that's only been seriously watching since 2016, I mean, it's somewhat of a breath of fresh air. Now, this could all be something, and then it goes nothing into the regular season. But you know what? It's a different kind of thing. It's a different kind of thing.
Right, because I also saw that when Shane first arrived in Buffalo, they took a dead cap hit of $70 million and cleared up everything in 1 year.
It's pretty interesting.
That was a one-time thing they did. They just took the whole shooting match, took 1 year, said, "We're getting rid of this." They didn't try to do it over time. It was a record-setting $70.1 million dead cap hit the Buffalo Bills had when Shane and company took over and turned that whole franchise around. What's the Giants fan base going to think if we do a 70 million? Because Mara's already said he's willing to take some dead cap hit. Is he going to be willing to go that high?
I think just obviously off of I would say just off of what Shane's been saying, Bills obviously are not like the Giants in the past couple of years. They built through the draft, and I guess that's why it was easier because they actually have a foundation and stuff like that. If the Giants, if in reaction in terms of Giants fans, if he did that with the Giants, depending on players and obviously whatever, I think they would not be totally happy at first, but if it plays out and we draft the right guys, I don't think it's going to be such a problem.
Right. Because I'm kind of worried about that, but because I can actually see that happening. Look, getting it done, getting it over with, getting the pain, trading back, getting future picks. We've all had that discussion. So this is going to be a completely different offseason than anything we've seen.
Well, I'm excited, but I'm not getting too hopeful, at least for this season.
So it's, it's not like that we have a team and Daboll's coming into a Tom Coughlin situation.
Right.
He doesn't have them players here. Go get the quarterback. That's the final piece. And I get that people are liking Malik Willis a lot, but
yeah, I mean, listen, does he have talent? Yes.
Yes.
Have people been overhyping him just a bit? Yes. Do people got to also remember, and maybe Daniel Jones didn't have talent as much as he did, and he's actually, I don't know how our TVs are, maybe I'm ahead of viewers, but he's actually starting right now at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, I just saw the kickoff. They did a end around.
Let's see.
Zappy, Howell, and Willis are on. For what? Is that the American?
Let me just check.
Yeah, Nationals orange.
Nationals orange. Okay.
So I formation here, offsides on the defense. He's trying to jump that a little bit too fast. They didn't even call it.
Now, which one's the Jets and which one's the Lions? I forget.
I think the Lions are national.
Because I've heard that, and obviously this is coming from a Jets fan, that many people are questioning what the Lions coaching staff is doing, and that the Jets are basically putting in very simple stuff from their schemes. So
right, that's what I said. Look, we got to see these quarterbacks because even though Pickett might not produce today, I'm sure that the scouts, the GMs, the head coaches
combine
understand.
There's still that.
So
there's the running back out of Bama, Brian Robinson.
Lions are American. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mike. There's a carry for a yard, but I'm trying to watch the old linemen and defensive linemen, but it's kind of hard.
Yeah, because it's just about the game, obviously.
Right. Neymar asks, is Chris Pettit going to be fired also? I don't know if he's going to be fired or if he's going to have a new title.
Anything that's front office, in my opinion, is going to come either after the draft or next year. These guys already have their research on the draft and these prospects. Joe Shane's not going to throw this away just to get new guys in the building.
Well, let's roll into his left. He drops down, gets the first down, and runs for a bunch more.
Twitter's about to blow up after that one.
Yep, that is too. I mean, that's a nice play from him using his legs. Course. But he had three defenders in his face. I mean, I like the athleticism, but I think they're probably looking for him to throw in that situation because you've got the linebackers drawn to you and a defensive end.
Yeah. It's a shame they don't have numbers on the Senior Bowl website because
Right.
I
I've
mean,
been looking for anything that I can
yeah.
use for
Oh,
info.
that's the guy from UCLA. I mean, you'll probably see it, but he made a nice swim move. He's been pretty good in practices of recent.
Oh, is that the one? Okay, yeah, because I watched it.
Or whatever the hell his name
I
is.
watched it. I watched some of his game film, and he was not that impressive in some of the games. The guy from UCLA, edge rusher.
Well, I mean, what was I going to say? In turn, a lot of the one-on-ones do favor defensive linemen, so
Yes,
that's where a lot of this stuff's going to come out. But once again, it's game time. It's game
right.
time.
I don't.
But once we go to commercial, I have a little view on the quarterback thing.
Okay. Now, that was a little bit low and behind. It's almost like he's trying to force it there. Hey, Rick, what's good? Let me say this. Practice or dude is doing be a giant lickety split. Oh, he'll lose a pass rush. He's going to run it again, get the first down. Slides at the 47-yard line of the National, crosses midfield. And there's our big guy. Hey, Pat. Yo, penis, what's good? Well, so far Malik Willis is definitely using his legs. I'm waiting for Twitter to blow up. Logan, what's good? Appreciate y'all for stopping in. Offside eye here. Willis going to hand off running back, go up the. I'll tell you what, the defensive front for the national team is not letting them run the ball very well.
Nope.
Hey. Well, that's what you want to see, but now let's not forget some of these guys are from smaller schools, the linemen and so on.
The competition.
So you got B competition going up against A competition, maybe C.
Mm-hmm.
So
I want to know what team Jalen Petre's on. And there's a flag.
Yo, LA Sports, appreciate it. King Tone says, "What's good, Pat?"
What's going on, Tom?
With a new defensive coordinator, I would start looking at DBs possibly. Any defensive player, really.
What's your timestamp, Joe?
I got it was 10:22, but there's a flag on the play. They're showing Tolbert right now walking back to the huddle.
Okay, we're in the same timestamp there. Alex must be ahead of us.
Yeah.
Man, Big Blue, man. Need to start coming on more often, man. I love your insight about things, man. Hopefully you start your channel and start making some videos, man. You
of course
got a hell of an insight, man.
Oh, King Tone, I do appreciate you spending your free time with us before you have to work.
Right. So how's Malik Willis been looking so far? I was stuck at the damn store.
He's more running than passing. Say that.
He had one pass. It was a little bit low and behind the receiver, but
I just want to ask you guys this question, man, because a lot of fans have been getting on me about not wanting Malik Willis. But just to be honest, do you think this guy will be worth one of our top 2 first-round picks? Just an all-honest assessment. Forget about Daniel Jones. Let's say Daniel Jones wasn't here and we needed a quarterback. Do you think this guy could be the guy for us?
Here's how I assess that. And I understand to some it's a poor argument about competition. There's it can be debated because Josh Allen obviously is a different animal in the NFL. I look at it a couple of things. When I was first looking at the draft a couple of years ago, and I was just getting into college football. This is 2019, so this is the year we selected Daniel Jones and all that stuff. I wanted a guy who is on the Ravens. His name is Jalen Ferguson. He had 17 sacks at Louisiana Tech. I'm like, dude, why isn't this guy going in, in the first, second round? So Shane Zimenez went around the time he was picked. And then I started getting it. The competition's not high. You could have all the skill sets and all that other stuff, but the competition,
Right.
So there's no doubt in my mind that Willis actually has the talent. But in ways, I hate to beat around the bush with your question, Pat, but I just don't think he's worth one of our top picks because of our situation right now. We need line. There are so many other things that the quarterback has to be the last piece. And if he's the only quarterback and if he's the best quarterback in this draft class, then he's going to be taken before us. We're not, and if anyone even has the idea of trading up for him, I don't listen to those people. And honestly, I'm going to give obviously Joel the mic in a second. I don't want to take too much time.
You're fine.
But I know it was a fan in here the other day that said, "Oh well, Daniel Jones. What if he has a good year?" And then the fans and then they give him a contract. Why are we so scared of that? Why are we so scared of him actually having a good year? I'm not saying he's going to have a good year. I'm not actually having any expectations. I don't think he's the franchise guy. I feel like we're going to have to get our quarterback in 23. But my point is that why are we scared of Daniel Jones actually being something? So overall, I just don't want a quarterback any round.
My thing is everyone's the quarterbacks are getting hyped right now, Pat.
Yes, they are.
Remember, folks, I know a lot of people that are in here right now were in there when you and me were having an argument that none of these quarterbacks are a first-round pick. I said they're going to get hyped. They're going to be talked to and jump into the 10th round. And because Pat even said, Joel, what quarterback do you think's in the top 10 pick? And I said, none of them. Then that blew Pat's mind. And I still don't think any of them are worth a top 10 pick. So they're getting talked about. They're getting hyped up about. Nobody was talking. I watched Liberty games. We called Liberty games. We watched him play in live action. That's when you scout somebody. A highlight tape, you can't. Daniel Jeremiah has Malik Willis, this 32nd player on his top 50 draft board. He's got Kenny Pickett, number 9. So what does that tell you for everybody that likes to listen to Jeremiah and the experts at ESPN? That's a big swing between a guy that's getting talked up right now in the Senior Bowl and a guy that's getting talked down to because the guy that's getting talked down is not ranked 9th.
And he had more touchdowns and it has better competition. He faces better competition.
Right. Right. Because you look at the Army game with Malik Willis, he really struggled.
Army isn't that good.
Exactly. And then you watch the Ole Miss game with Malik Willis.
Yeah, the battle of the quarterbacks, Corral as well.
Right.
That's another game.
Right. So when you evaluate stuff, man, look at game film because a highlight tape is just what it is. It's a highlight tape. It's designed to make you look good. It's like putting stuff on your resume. Yeah, okay, I went up into space. I was an astronaut. I was an engineer. And then you go to become it. You're applying for an engineer. You've got all of this stuff on your resume. That's what a highlight tape is. You got to take the good with the bad and deception. I got to see what Stroud didn't impress me. Young did not impress me at the end of the season. They both have to grow and develop next year. But I'll tell you what, I think Stroud and Young are better than anybody coming out right now.
I think it's just going to be a better class overall. Speaking of Mr. Pittsburgh, he's going to be also, I don't mean to spoil too much, but also you got that right guard out of Michigan, and you also got Trevor Penning starting at left tackle. So there's a couple of keynotes.
Yeah, they got them playing all over the line, which I think is a good thing. But the whole Malik Willis assessment, I think we have a difference of opinion because I go deep into it. I go deep into it. I don't look at highlight films anymore because I used to do the same thing. I used to look at highlight films and be like, man, this guy's amazing. No, I actually go deep into it now. And I see a lot of things with all these quarterbacks coming out this year's draft that I do not like.
Wales, what's good?
Seriously, do not like. Malik Willis, You can poo-poo it all you want. When he played top-level competition, and Army's not even top-level competition.
They're not good.
They're like one notch above what Liberty is.
They don't even run a proper offense.
Right.
Right. He struggled mightily.
Yes.
Am I saying he's a terrible quarterback? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I don't think there's worth right now for us to take a quarterback right now. I don't think it's worth it. Now, if they do draft him, he proves me wrong. I want him to prove me wrong if we draft him. He has to prove me
against
wrong.
him if he's a Giant. That's
right.
what people gotta have in mind.
That's why I like Daniel Jones so much, man. He's a Giant. I couldn't stand Evan Ingram, but damn it, he was on the team. I wanted him to do well. I wanted him to get 10 touchdowns. That's why I stood behind Judge. He was a Giant. I root for the guys on I don't have a choice. I don't have a say in who's on this team. I can only bleed blue. That's all I have.
So if we draft Malik Willis, I'm going to cheer for Malik Willis just like I cheer for Daniel Jones.
And here's my insight on it. And this is, once again, fans will be fans. It's just the way it is. It's just the way football is, and especially the way our fan base is.
Yes.
I feel like and once again, I'm not predicting anything, but I feel like if Daniel Jones has somewhat of an impressive year, those fans that wanted Malik Willis, they're not going to pay any attention to that. They're going to look at Malik Willis on another team and say, okay, this guy's doing good. Not necessarily in the case that, the Giants should have drafted him, but they're not going to specifically highlight as fans and talk about, Daniel Jones possibly having a good year rather than, this, and this. No, they're going to talk more about Malik Willis on another team rather than just talk about.
Well, your brother's got a question. I'm going to let Pat take this one. Sorry to interrupt you, Pat, but this is a really good question. Pat's got the lowdown on the tight ends. He says, Joel and Pat, knowing you guys need a tight end, which one do you like best and fits best with the G-Man?
I like Kolar out of Iowa State. I like Ruckert out of Ohio State. If we want that athletic tight end that could be a super receiving tight end, I will say Isaiah Likely out of Coastal Carolina. There's a bunch of tight ends out here that we can get. Ferguson just made that catch. Weidemeyer. I just think that we need a tight end that's willing to block and could be a good red zone threat. I think that's what's worked for us best at tight end. I think the only dominant tight end we had like that was Jeremy Shockey. Yeah, that was just the most dominant tight end, and we didn't win a Super Bowl until we traded him or released him. I forgot. I think we traded him. So I just want a dependable tight end. I believe we stunned Caden Smith's growth because Joe Judge and Garrett just didn't like the guy. Maybe he can step up and be the number 2 tight end if we draft a tight end. But I know we have to draft a tight end in this draft. I know we do. Oh, and I forgot about this guy, Trey McBride. I think he's a better blocker than people give him credit for. I think this guy may be able to sneak high into the second round, to be honest with you. Trey McBride is a dog.
Right. He's been having a good camp here, too. A good bowl.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, those are some of the tight ends I'm looking forward to. I'm looking for us to grab a tight end in the 3rd and 4th rounds. So, and with Joe Shane, if one of these tight ends fall to the 5th round, there's a guy out of Virginia that's very good as well. He can fall to the 5th round. I don't know. This draft is about 20 tight ends deep. It just depends on what you want. Yeah, I don't understand what he was doing right there, but he got it out to about the 6th.
Right. I'm sorry to break you off of that conversation, but that was just a really good question, especially since a lot of them are playing today right now. Oh, while we're in commercial break, Alex, you said you had something there that you wanted to.
Well, I kind of already expressed it.
Okay.
It's just that,
all right.
I don't think Jones is a franchise guy. And actually, I was about 10 minutes before the stream started. I was actually considering, I couldn't find it, getting my Jones jersey on because he was a Senior Bowl guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it would have been actually very coincidental, very nice. But with that being said, I kind of really just stated it. Listen, this year's going to be washed anyway. It's not going to be playoffs. It's just going to be rebuild. And, we've been complaining the last couple of years, like Joel said in his video. Oh, well, we're not taking O linemen. We're not taking O linemen. And then,
Right.
go out and select the quarterback with the 5th or 7th pick. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, once again, you may not believe Daniel Jones is the guy. And listen, there's definitely, truth to that, at least to some people. But with that being said, why waste a quarterback? Why waste a pick? Or why go up for a quarterback that's not even be a sure thing, that couldn't even beat good competition?
I mean, that's exactly to the point, Alex. I mean, we have so many holes on this team. If we didn't have that many holes on this team, I would be with it, to be honest with you.
Right.
But we have so many holes on this team. We need backup running backs. We may need a receiver. We definitely
Defense.
need tight ends. We need a whole offensive line.
Inside
We need
linebacker.
we need probably multiple inside linebackers.
Yeah.
We need multiple defensive tackles. We need another edge rusher. We may need another safety. I mean, we have so many needs, and the waste of top. I get it. I'm not going to say waste because that's probably triggering some people. I'm not going to say waste because I don't think Malik Willis is a waste. I think he could be a good quarterback in this league given time. But just the number 5 or the 7 pick, when say if Hutchinson's there at number 5 and they take Malik Willis, would you be happy about that?
Absolutely not.
I'm not taking Willis over Carl Loftus. I'm not taking Willis over Ojabo. I'm not taking him over Cross. I'm not taking him over Iquanu. I'm not taking him over Linderbaum. I'm not taking him over Devin Lloyd. I'm not even taking him over Nakobe Dean. Shit, I'm not taking him over the defensive tackle from Georgia.
Jordan
the big
Davis.
guy,
Yeah,
Jordan
monster.
Davis. I'm not taking him over him.
With the needs that we have, because every one of those guys you just named, Pat, is somebody we could use.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not taking him over one of the top receivers because we could use a receiver before we take Malik Willis.
Let me say
especially
2 things.
If we get rid of Galladay.
Right.
If that happens, yeah.
Well, like I asked Alex, Pat, did you see where Shane first got to the Bills? The Buffalo Bills, their first year there, they took a dead cap hit of $70 million.
Yeah, they did.
And I asked Alice that, I'd love to get your point. Sorry about that, folks. Get your point of view as to what you think Giants fans are going to react if we take a dead cap hit like that. But it's a 1-year thing and we're over it. We're back to neutral, even. We can go out and get guys who we want.
Tony the Pod Boss. If you got NFL Network, it's on NFL Network. But
yo, Hit Squad.
What's up, Hit? I mean, what did you think about that, Alex? I'll go after you. What did you think about that if we take a huge cap hit, which has been predicted that we are going to take a huge dead cap hit this year?
I said to Joel earlier, and I said to Joel earlier, and I think this is actually, something that could definitely happen. In terms of fan base reaction, even though that doesn't play a total huge part of it, in terms of fan base reaction, I think everybody's going to be, super pissed about it because we won't have money to spend in free agency. But the thing with the Bills and how they got away with it is they built through the draft. And that's something the Giants really haven't done a good job of in the last couple of years. So it's not going to matter too much, obviously, besides rookie contracts, especially, we have 2 first-round picks. Also, that may, change if we ended up trading down. So, with that being said, I wouldn't mind it if the trying to think of the phrase here, but if the ends whatever. With that being said, if it ends up being a good team in the future, I'm not going to care about a $70 million cap hit for 1 year.
And what people don't realize, the dead cap is just you're not saving all the money from the contract. If somebody has a $20 million cap hit, but their dead cap is $8 million, you still save $12 million to spend in free agency, and that's what I think they're doing.
Right.
If they can get up to $40 million to save to get a couple of free agent linemen, I don't mind them taking the dead cap hits because we're getting some people in here that we feel are good enough to play here.
Right.
A lot of these dead cap hits is going to come from people like Kyle Rudolph. I'm quite sure all you guys don't like Kyle Rudolph like that. It's going to come from people like Riggs, Shepard. Riggs is Riggs. He hasn't played a full season for us since his rookie year.
Yeah.
It's going to come from people like James Bradbury. Sorry. He played good last year, but I don't think he's worth a $20 million cap hit. You save 12 to 13 million by getting him. I believe they're not going to restructure a lot of people, but they're going to restructure Martinez and probably save about $8 to $10 million there. So I believe they're going to bring some pieces in here, and let's see. Man, everybody's trying to compare this Malik Willis guy to Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick. I just don't see it, man.
I see him running around, and he's elusive, but he does not have any idea how to manipulate the pocket. He has no pocket presence. Is what they're killing DJ for? All he's doing is running for his life. He rolls out to the right.
The game's going to speed up in the NFL, so
guys,
better keep that in mind.
I'll be right back, Joe.
I was just going to say, this reminds me of Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
He always rolls to his right. I'm seeing the same guy.
Yeah.
People in the chat, please correct me if I'm wrong. But it's like he doesn't know how to step up. He's not controlling the pocket. He's not helping out his blockers. And then he's it's like every play he's running for his life, rolling out to the right. Now he does have a deep arm. He does have a cannon. But how much of it is a cannon? How many years you're going to have to give Malik Willis before he starts becoming accurate?
It's another thing as well. And, especially you don't want to keep running through quarterbacks, but have, a team around you that's good. Your quarterback's not good. Then you have to trade for somebody, draft somebody.
Let's look at the Carolina Panthers as the perfect example.
That team's going to shit. I'm sorry. But
right.
Matt Rule's ego is just...
Crazy D brings up a great point here because we do need depth as well. We don't have any. If our starters get hurt, we're screwed. And that showed last year.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh.
And let me say this. I want to say two things real quickly. I'm actually going to wait for Pat to get on because I would like him to hear this.
Okay.
I'm just going to wait until he puts in his earbuds.
Yeah, it's not much, Chris. It's not much at all.
All right, so here are my 2 points in terms of, this could, reflect on, well, why shouldn't we select a quarterback? Number one, we don't have enough trust in this coaching staff yet to come out here and develop 3rd, 4th, 5th round picks. There are other rounds in the draft. But with that being said, we've spent, how many years trying to get projects going. Shane Lemieux, he could be good depth. Matt Pear, there's a couple other guys that we've drafted in the last couple of years that were just projects. And, we don't have just the confidence overall. Yeah, Bobby Johnson obviously did well with the Bills, but we don't have the confidence yet. We don't have, just the overall thing and confidence to see, oh, well, he's going to turn this guy into a stud and a late round guy. Obviously, yes, good for depth eventually. That's probably the floor of some of these guys. But for Daniel Jones, at least this year, and if you're not going to go out in free agency, select as many offensive linemen as you can, because it's unfortunate, obviously, we don't get any picks with the Patrick Graham thing. But we have 5 picks within the first 3 rounds. Make as many as O-line. So that's why I'm saying, with this whole quarterback thing. With that being said, in terms of the defense, I now that Patrick Graham is gone, we're going to be possibly seeing some drafting on the defensive side of the ball, because Don Martindale or whoever comes in as defensive coordinator may not like some of the guys that Patrick Graham kept. Blake Martinez, he had his best years under Patrick Graham. He could be gone. I think most likely. Aaron Robinson, Dory Jackson, some of those guys will be gone. So if Fangio comes in, if this guy comes in, whatever, they may not like some of the safeties or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So there's going to be depth needed and starters needed on the defensive side of the ball, where we'll need more of that. And we also need defensive tackle very badly because we don't know if Joe Shane's going to go out and select the option for Dexter Lawrence's 5th year. So there's a lot of things in play that I think are more, I would say, urgent than quarterback.
Well, here's the thing that drives me nuts with this Patrick Graham thing that's going on right now, with everybody saying I wanted to keep him. Week 8 or 9, everybody wanted Patrick Graham fired, okay? And then everybody's bitching how the last 2 minutes of the second quarter, we gave up 70-plus points in the final 2 minutes of each half of the game through the season with that bend, don't break shit. You know, where's that blame lying on? Why are we forgetting about all of this? You know, well, all of a sudden now it's said that, well, he's got to have 2 stud edge rushers to make his defense work. I'm sorry, but Ojolari had 10 sacks. Why not teach him up, get him better at the end of the year? You know, Roche was doing a damn good job. Why the hell do we have, oh my God, what's his name? Butt Nugget there in the middle that kept getting plowed over.
Shelton.
Oh,
Danny Shelton. Yeah. What the hell? Why are you even playing that guy?
That's a very good point. It's a very good point. Why did they keep playing O'Shane Ximines as long as they did? I mean,
why did it take so long for Carter to take off?
I honestly did not think of that. That's a very good point. And listen, you know, Patrick Graham, obviously, he did what he did. And, you know, some of that was actually overachieving. And that's not totally bad. But with that being said, you can't ignore that stuff with the 2 minutes. You can't ignore the stuff about O'Shane Ximines and all those other guys.
Right.
And that's not even their guys. They could come in and say, okay, well, we need to draft this guy or whatever. Ximines and Carter were not Graham's guys. He could have just said, okay, these aren't my guys. Go out and, draft another edge rusher. And the thing is, and I'll say this about Don Martindale. I have not done a lot of research on Vic Fangio. I would want him as defensive coordinator, though. They only had really one premier edge rusher, and that was Matt Judon for a couple of years.
Yes.
And they had and listen, they were not top of the league, top 10 in the league in terms of sacks. But with that being said, they got to the quarterback. They were one of the heaviest blitzing teams. Once again, they don't need a top edge rusher. That was Matt Judon. So you may see something happen if Martindale comes over. They may pluck Jerry Hughes or Mario Addison from the Bills. They may come over and just be one guy on one side and then Azeez Ojolari on the other side. Maybe stick with the defensive backfield or go out and just, supplement through the draft in terms of the defensive backfield. And this may be a better defense than we've seen in the last 2 years. So I don't think it's that much of a loss. If you get somebody more experienced, that's what I said about Patrick Graham overall. You know, if he stays, he stays. Okay, that's good continuity. If he doesn't stay and he goes somewhere else, good for him. Bring in Don Martindale or someone who is actually more accomplished.
But now let's not forget the Buffalo Bills. Their defense, they run a 4-3.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, so a lot of this is Fangio going to want to go back to a 4-3. I know a lot of Giants fans would love to go back to a 4-3.
I think Fangio in his last year with the Bears ran a 3-4. So there's something there.
Right. But how about this new guy that they were interviewing today after Wink Martindale? Well,
the Bears. I think that guy is a good defensive coordinator, and I think he would be more in tune. No, the Bears run a 3-4.
Did he run a 3-4? Okay.
Yeah, they had Khalil Mack and Quinn.
Oh yeah.
And Quinn got 20 sacks without Khalil Mack in there this year. So that Bears defense is schemed very well.
Yes.
And I wouldn't mind that guy here. Actually, he's turned up to be the favorite because I didn't know the Bears were getting rid of him.
Well, here's the thing. That's why I went in my video. We really have not. We don't have experience anywhere. The GM has no prior experience. The head coach has no prior experience. The offensive coordinator has no prior experience. Everybody's been elevated. Don't look for us to bring in a guy. They might be looking for fresh young blood. They might want to say, all right, well, we know what this guy can do. But if we do interview Wink Martindale, what's the guarantee that he's going to buy in with Shane and dabble in his system? Look who he's coming from. Harbaugh with the Ravens. Why did he get let go? If Wink Martindale was so good, why would Harbaugh get rid of Wink Martindale? when the guy is a head coach candidate the last 2 years.
That's true.
I mean, they did. I'm not trying to obviously beat around the bush. It is definitely a good question. They did have a bad defense this year. I think it was ranked 23rd in the league or something like that. And, obviously a lot of injuries on that side of the ball. But once again, that is one of the things I do wonder. Why did they get rid of Martindale for the guy at Michigan?
Maybe the players weren't responding to Wink the way they used to. I don't know.
And it's interesting as well. I'll pull this out as well. Martindale, I believe, if I'm not mistaken,
nice run, touchdown.
If I'm not, Martindale's 58 years old, and let me say this: he would already be the
senior,
the oldest player, the oldest coach, excuse me, on the staff. Where you got Kafka's 34, you got Shea Tierney's 35, Dable's like 45, Bobby Johnson's in his 40s. So that is, once again, another point. They may hire somebody that's just, okay, well, they're younger and they need to get into the game. So there's, once again, another thing to put out there. Let me see how old the Sai is. Sai's 38, so that's an option. Yeah.
The Sai is young. He's like in his 30s.
Well, if they hire him, I'm going to root for him, but I just don't see it. I don't see Vic Fangio because, my God, even Mike Zimmer wants to come back already. How come his name hasn't been brought up? Because Mike Zimmer's a hell of a defensive coordinator. He's had some top 10 defenses in his time.
Yeah, he has.
But I just don't think they want to go with that route of somebody that is old enough. I think you're going to have to keep the guys around the same age bracket so that they can all work together. They can all interpret what Dabo wants, because this is what it's going to come down to. This was the problem with Joe Judge. Not everybody could see what Judge wanted. So there were fights, there were arguments. We don't know what Garrett was doing. We don't know what Colombo was doing. We don't know really what the last fight was with the last offensive line or coach that went to Florida. We really don't know any of that. Man, it's never going to come out. Yeah.
You asked a good question. Why was he fired from the Ravens? I don't know. I had to read up on that. Also, they may want to hire some coaches that could be in tune with this young ass team.
Right.
Like our veterans are like 26.
Yeah.
Let me say
would this young ass team be able to coincide with a Wink Martindale who's damn near 60?
Right.
On a different note, you guys will see it in a few seconds, but there is a penalty, I will say, but Malik Willis just underthrew that.
Big time. And he dropped back and tried to cannon it. And it was high and short.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Namar, I really like this guy. When this guy's name was brought up, I was looking into him. I really like this kid.
Yeah, I think he would be the best candidate for the job.
Yes.
I think he would coach these young guys up, and I think these young guys want to enjoy him coaching.
You know who I was surprised at that didn't really get much attention in 2020? I think the Giants interviewed him maybe once. Chris Richard from the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's only 42. I know he would probably run a 4.3, but
I heard his name was going to be brought up for, I think the Ravens were looking at him. And there was somebody else that was looking at him. And I forgot who. But I'm not going to lie. I kind of like that this did happen for another reason. All right. Malik Willis is just running around the field right now. He's down to the 10, brought down to the 6-yard line. He could definitely run. That's for sure. But he's going to take some shots.
I think that's why everybody wants him, man, because they want to see some excitement, man.
Right.
They bring a lot of excitement
to the running game in that way. And I mean,
right.
But I just don't think, I don't know, man. If we get him, we get him. I'm going to root for him. That's all I can say.
Right.
I just think we have more pressing needs, but
I just see this as a rebuild year for positional need, positional value. That's what I think that this team is going to be. We're going to eat a bunch of dead cap. We're going to get some players in here that, I think the O-line is definitely going to be a priority. Look, don't be surprised if we don't run our defense with who's here right now.
yep.
But here's another thing too, Giants fans. From here on out, with this staff, with this GM, don't expect us to go after any of the big, splashy free agent guys. That's going to be a once in a blue moon thing. Because if we're like a Plexico Burris away, then they might do it. But until we're in that position, a la Stephon Diggs, and they got him for a steal.
Yeah, they did.
So don't expect this team to be going out there in free agency like we've done the past few years, trying to build a team. Because our days of building a team through free agency is done. And that's the thing that needed to happen the most.
Yeah.
Here's my opinion. Here's my opinion on it. Obvious, and this is going to happen whether we select him or not, or he obviously runs out of the pocket or not. If Malik Willis just slows down a little bit and gets hammered by this offensive line because we may or may not have went out there in the draft enough and selected enough guys. Maybe they're struggling, and it's a multi-year process with this offensive line. If they select Willis and a couple offensive linemen, we're going to get the whole spiel of, there's no offensive line around him, even though he's a mobile QB. And let me say this. They will need, let's just say we'll talk about 2023. Maybe they do select Malik Willis, move on with him, whatever. They'll need to select O-line in this scenario if, they keep sacking Malik Willis, whatever the case may be. But also Giant fans have to remember Kenny Galladay, you can get out of his contract, I believe, in 23. Leonard Williams, Adoree Jackson, there's a couple other guys. And then those are going to be pressing needs. And we already know that Joe Shane does not build through free agency. He builds through the draft. So there's going to be a lot of things just to take away from that.
Yeah. Straight up. Let's be honest. 100%. It may take us 2 to 3 years to get a winning record. It may take us 2 to 3 years, but if you allow these guys to build a team the way they want to build a team, you might see something like what the Bengals did. Remember, the Bengals didn't have a good record for 3 years before this year. They were terrible. They were like in the top 10 3 years straight. Even Zach Taylor said most people would have been fired, but they still believed in me. I was building something.
Yeah. Right.
And guess what? They finally gelled. And Jamar Chase just happened to be that great piece that they got last year when everybody told them to draft Penny Sewell. I was one of them.
Yep, me too.
And they drafted Jamar Chase, and just something clicked with him and Joe Burrow. They never lost it from LSU to the pros. They never lost it. And now they're in the Super Bowl.
Let me say,
it take a little luck for them to get there, yes, but they are a very good team. And their offensive line is still not that great, but they're an NFL offensive line, and Joe Burrow can elevate himself to make plays if you have a half-decent offensive line. Our offensive line was not half-decent. I don't care what anybody says.
Hot garbage.
They were
our offensive line was
on any other team. I don't care what anyone says.
They were backup players. They weren't even practice squad players on another team.
Some of them are going to be trying out for the USFL in April.
Right.
I don't care what anybody says.
Lions Den, I sent you the link if you want to pop on.
I don't care what anyone says. We had the worst offensive line I've ever seen.
Yeah, Freddie Kitchen. I mean, he was the offensive coordinator before. Yeah, he's done.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see Freddie Kitchens getting another job for a long time.
Me and Pat were fans of that too for one more year, so we could get out of those contracts. That was one of our big arguing points.
Yep.
We could have walked away with everything. Could we have gotten Shane? Doubt it. Could we have gotten Dabble? Doubt it. So maybe it was just the right time. The future is going to tell us whether this was the right move or the wrong move.
Two things quickly. And this could relate to the Giants in terms of one of the points I will make. I think that the Bengals win more than 4 games if Joe Burrow is fully healthy. If he does not miss the rest of the 2020 season. I think they win about 6 games. So the pressure to fire Zach Taylor wouldn't be as high. Obviously, they're in Cincinnati, so they don't care as much as New York. So there's that. And then we would probably win more games if Daniel Jones was the quarterback, in my personal opinion. That's one argument. B, Zion Johnson a few plays ago just put somebody in the ground on a run. So that's another player I want to watch.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Zion Johnson. I like him in the second round if he's there. I'm not going to lie to you. Zion Johnson's a damn good lineman. But even if they did win more games, you're right. The Cincinnati fan base is not as rabid as the New York Giants fan base. Everybody wanted everybody gone. And yes, we got a full blow up now.
Right.
Let's see your guys' patience with the new regime. Let's say we go 6-11 this upcoming year. Are you going to be screaming for them to be fired this year as well? Or we go 5-12? Because we're just not that talented. Will you guys be calling for Joe Shane and Dabo's head immediately? Let's say we go 6-11, and then the next year we go 7-9, or 8. I mean, or 7-10, or 8-9.
That might
Is it
happen.
time for them to be fired too? Or would you see that we're gradually building something here?
Yeah.
We went from 4 wins to 6 wins to 8 wins. Maybe the next year we get to 10, 11, or 12 wins.
Right.
In the third year.
And I'll admit it myself. I was one of the guys that wanted Joe Judge fired. One of those reasons, and it wasn't a great reason, but to be the sacrificial lamb, because that GM timeline with the head coach was not going to be good. But with that being said, Joe Shane said it in his opening presser. Look, we went 9-7 one year, and then we went 6-10, and then we went back to I think it was 10 or 11 wins they had. So
right.
You know, once again, as long as that process is improving and we see some sort of improvement, I'm going to be on the board until
they fall off the rails.
Look, Deception, we got the draft capital. We can move back a few picks, pick up capital next year, so that way we can really see what we got, see what direction this team is, what this franchise is going to become. We have no identity. We have nothing. We have no defensive identity, definitely no offensive identity. And look, fans, do not be upset if Barkley gets traded.
I won't be.
Don't be upset.
Don't attach yourself to the
player. If they trade him, that means they're really trying to build through the draft. I'm gonna be honest with you. If they trade him, it's probably going to be to the Bills.
Right.
Because they have the best relationship. So the Bills may even give them a first-round pick for him, to be honest with you, because they have that good of a relationship. And so if we get like the number 26 pick, Saquon Barkley, I'm not going to lie to you. You call me whatever you want to call me. I've been called a lot. I'm taking that deal hands down.
Right.
You give me Saquon Barkley for the number 26 pick overall, and I got 3 first-round picks now, I'm taking that deal, man. Because the fan, man, I hate to do this, but
I know.
The fans, you guys were just calling him a mascot not too long ago.
Right. I don't like doing it either, but that's what was said.
Here's the thing with that as well, which if that does happen, if he gets traded, period, you're going to have a lot of people that don't like Daniel Jones, in my personal opinion. You're going to have a lot of people say, well, why don't you trade Daniel Jones? You traded Saquon Barkley.
What's good, Blaze?
Because it's easier to replace a running back than a quarterback.
Right.
All the Daniel Jones detractors, you really should be rooting for this guy to turn into something, because if he does, that makes the turnaround that much easier.
That much faster.
It makes it happen extremely faster, because what if he has a good season? What if he throws 25, 20, let's just say 20 touchdowns, because that's double what he did this past year. What if he throws 20 to 22 touchdowns?
It only
and
has
you see
7
that we
picks.
have something. He only got like 7 picks, and we win 7 or 8 games this year.
Right.
Now you go into the next year. Say if we trade back and get even more draft capital for next year.
Right.
Now we don't have to trade all those picks to get a quarterback.
And now we're going to start re-signing some of our draft picks, which is something we haven't done in how long, folks? Once Riggs is gone, Who's the next guy we've given a contract to? After Sterling Shepard, what guy have we drafted that's on this team right now that we've given a second contract to? Nobody. That's why we don't have depth. Nobody has gotten a second contract.
That's the exact reason why we don't have depth. You know why? Because we had a GM that wanted to bet on projects.
Right.
Lorenzo Carter, 3rd round project. O'Shane Zimenez, 3rd round project.
Player too.
Matt Pert, 3rd round project. Shane Lemieux, 3rd round project. Well, no, he was a 4th or 5th round project.
Yeah.
Project. Let's be real. Nick Gates, project. He turned out to be half decent, better than what we thought he could be, but he was a project. We even back to Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram was a project when he came in. He was no surefire tight end coming out. He was just a guy that was major athletic, and maybe you could put him in a position to be a mismatch for people.
Right.
Project. The only sure thing we drafted, he got hurt all the damn time, and that was Saquon Barkley.
Right.
We don't know what Daniel Jones is because we didn't put anything in front of him. What if this kid reverts back to his rookie year because he's in a system that's a system, and he got an offensive line in front of him? He throws 24 touchdowns again. And he's cleaned up the fumbling. If he's not getting strip sack, he's not fumbling.
Right.
And he's never been an interception machine. He might have a game or two that's bad where you throw 2 interceptions, but Eli did the same thing.
My God, Eli would have 4 and 5 picks a game.
He's never thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. He's always thrown more touchdowns than interceptions. So what are we talking about?
Yeah, this is it right here. Blaze hits it right on the head.
You said, I think the major issue a lot of fans have with DJ is paying them.
I don't see. I'm biased. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I don't think he's going to request a contract that's like $40 million after one good season. And I don't think the Giants are going to give it to him. They're going to be like, okay, well, you were good for 2 years. We're not giving you the contract that Lamar Jackson and some of these other guys are going to get.
Right. He's never been close to MVP. He hasn't even made the playoffs. How could he command $40 million after one good year? I'll let him walk. Or I'll franchise him and try to trade him.
Yep. That's the guy I'm excited about him coming here as the assistant GM. Not going to lie.
Are you talking about the Eagles guy?
Yeah, Brandon Brown.
They've always had a good offensive line.
Yes, that's why I'm excited. Where does that tell you we're going with this in this draft?
I think it just depends on what we're doing. I don't even know if we do it in free agent. I still think we might take three offensive linemen in this upcoming draft, to be honest with you.
Why not? Especially within the first, and I know needs are pressing, but especially within those first 3 rounds. Got 5 picks.
Hell,
out of those 5, 2 or 3 may be offensive linemen. I'm just going to be real with you.
One's definitely going to be a tight end, because if you look at Buffalo, you look how Dabo run that system, that
Dawson
tight end
Knox.
is very important. Yeah. Well, so one of them's going to be a tight end, 3 offensive linemen, maybe a defensive lineman, because that's another thing the Bills like to.
Yeah, the Bills always like getting defensive linemen too.
Oh, Corral is stripped.
Oh, man, strip sack.
What's that guy? I'm trying to get his name because the Senior Bowl website doesn't show numbers.
Mafe, number 34, underrated. Is because he's smaller, but he has a motor.
Boy, Mafe out of Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the guy that was lighting up the practice you and me were watching, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a little fire plug.
Like, he's one of those guys that he can come to your team and, hey, I'm actually excited by this punt. This is Camarda.
Yes, this is the guy we keep drafting. He's got to be more directional. Can't be kicking it down the middle of the damn field like that all the time.
At least he has some height to it, but yeah, he got to the outside.
And here's another thing, guys. Are you guys worried about the DJ contract? What if Barkley does what Mike says here?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
1,600 yards and 500 through the air. Okay. 14 touchdowns. Okay. Do you guys think we should? What do you guys want to do with Barkley if he puts up those numbers? Because this is last year this year. This is his 5th-year option. How much do you want to give this man $18 million a year?
He's going to command 20.
Or would you rather trade him for a first-round pick? Let me know in the chat. I'd love to know.
Because I don't think the Giants give him the top running back money if he has a good year. I'm just going to be honest with you. Do you think he deserves number 1 running back money in the league just by having one good year? And you've been hurt for 80% of your career.
They'll just draft over him. I mean, I don't think he worked out quite this year. But just to take a look after 2019, they drafted over Singletary with Zach Moss. So
I think, man, if this regime lasts, they might piss a lot of people off because if somebody's good and they find somebody good in that draft, bye.
Right. I don't know about the Super Bowl, but we'd make a playoff run if Barkley puts up those numbers. We'd definitely be in a playoff game or two. Well, remember it's his 5th year, so you would have to hit him with that tag.
Franchise
tag.
The
franchise tag is about just a little bit less of what Zeke is getting paid.
Right. So if you wanted to trade him, you'd have to tag him and then trade him. And then that's going to hit your cap. See, that's the thing, guys. I mean, I do feel bad for Barkley too. But, remember, this is a business. And now we got a guy that's coming in that's going to treat it like a business. Favorites don't love the team, do not love the player.
Yep. That's the way business works, man. Love the team, not the player. Especially if they get somebody like Jerome Ford this year in the draft.
Right.
Dude, that dude could be a number 1 back. And I rather pay Jerome Ford $500,000 to pay Saquon Barkley $20 million.
Right. Especially with all the cap, we're trying to clear. We're trying to clear cap, not accumulate.
Kid from Cincinnati's in a quarterback, Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, Desmond Ridder.
I don't
and
like this kid
he has a lot to work on as well.
He clicks his heels. Right there. See how his heels were so goddamn close together?
The kid got an arm though, and he's got talent. It's just
he does.
I'm not willing to waste the number 5 or 7 pick. I'm sorry.
Watch his feet. His feet are so narrow when he sets. They're inside his shoulders. And then he spreads out and then throws the ball. He's got a long release too. Oh, what a nice spin.
Oh, nice run.
Broke off that.
They got Mcbride in there. South Carolina edge right there. I mean, that's Jackson, but number 53 was in there. JoJo DeMond, another hustle guy that I like. You could get him probably in the 5th, 6th round.
Posing a question. If we don't select Linderbaum in the 1st, are you guys up for Zion Johnson switching over to center like he is in this game?
No.
Ooh, that's tough. I like him way better at guard, Alex. I'm not going to lie to you.
Only because we saw it took Nick Gates. Now Nick Gates was on the team for quite a while, and then he had a whole off season to study how to read a defense. Now he was good at playing, but we will never know how he actually was calling out blocking schemes, calling out when the quarterback changes a play at the line of scrimmage. How good was he with that type of stuff? There's a lot to it. I'd rather have a true center. Somebody that's been doing that stuff for 3 or 4 years and can come in, because that is a center is the quarterback's right hand.
Yeah.
Especially if they're going to go for try to draw the defense off sides. A center knows them little tricks to get a guy off sides. Sometimes all it is, because I played center in Pee Wee football, I would just lift my thumbnail a little bit and it caused the guy to jump, but the ref wouldn't see it. Little tiny things.
I will say this, man. I'm glad we got rid of our offensive line coach because our offensive line could never block a stunt. Like they couldn't block a stunt to save their lives. Like, man, are you that sorry? Where you can never recognize a stunt? Like that's crazy to me.
And the thing is with that, he was. It's not like you're coaching rookies or people from the CFL. Will Hernandez is in his 4th year. Solder is in his 10th year.
Right.
I mean, how does that? Okay, first time you see it. Okay, maybe a mistake, but then just down the line, I don't know. Maybe I like Rob Sale was good at the beginning, and I bring up a lot of points, but I just feel like he was disinterested and was waiting for that Florida job to open up. And another point I'll bring up is this. Basically, for a good portion of this season, I want to say about 12 games, whatever, the Giants, now you look at the Saints game, obviously different opponent, stuff like that, different quarterback too. But the offensive line gave up no sacks in that game. They were pretty flawless. They couldn't run block for anything, but they were good in pass pro.
Yes.
How does that offensive line regress? And that's player execution too. How does that offensive line regress down the stretch of the season?
Right. Like I don't understand what was going on.
Well, you guys draft them, Slay. Eagles need a quarterback.
You talking about Malik Willis?
Yeah. Now, who is this little running back?
Oh, good run right there.
Baylor? A. Smith?
Check his name.
A. Smith. That's it. Hey, well, he wasn't too bad.
Look at McBride blocking right here. What do you think?
Right.
Abram Smith is his name.
Hey, look, I'm telling you, Trey McBride gives you a lot more than just receiving, man. That guy's a willing blocker. He puts his nose in there. Now, it's going to be different when he gets to the pros, but he's not scared to block, man. That's what I like about Trey McBride. You may see him go to us in the 2nd round.
Abram Smith had over 1,600 yards at Baylor this year with 12 touchdowns.
I can see why.
That's a guy you could probably get in the 5th round, 4th, 5th round.
Right.
Bring him over.
Well, I'm really excited now that Patrick Graham's gone because this is going to be, without a doubt, Brian Daboll's coaching staff.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, the whole coaching staff is gone.
We're not going to have that Jason Garrett bullshit. We're not going to have to worry about coaches fighting. Hopefully this will clear up some of the turmoil and we won't be such a damn laughing stock.
The one thing is, though, I mean, they had dinner one night, and I just hope that, he stays. I want Jerome Henderson to stay. But at the same time, if Daboll doesn't feel he's a fit, or if Jerome Henderson goes to somewhere like Las Vegas to fit with Patrick Graham, it would just get somebody better. But he really coached these DBs up, and that's one thing.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Jerome Henderson did coach them DBs up. So we need our DBs coach. We need our defensive coordinator. We got our O-line coach. We got our receivers coach.
Get that tight ends coach from the 49ers.
Oh,
I think he could do wonders with McBride. If we got a McBride, I think he could do wonders with him.
I'm not upset that Tyke Tolbert left.
Me either.
Coach.
Tyke Tolbert, he was the
wide receiver.
Wide receivers coach.
I'm
not mad that he left. I'm actually kind of glad he is. If he was the receivers coach,
the only reason he got he probably got another year and another coaching staff is because of Darius Slayton.
I'm glad
2019.
I'm glad Shaplinski's gone. I'm not gonna lie. I think he held back DJ.
Coach. Yeah.
I think he held back DJ.
He lightened the turnovers, but nothing in terms of real production.
Right. Oh,
I'm
Jared,
not mad
what's
if my
good?
quarterback throws 15 interceptions if he's throwing 30 touchdowns.
And I appreciate
Exactly.
everybody spending their Saturday afternoon here with us, watching this game, listening to us talk.
Yep.
I'm on the road to 300 subs. Like, subscribe, ring that bell. I'm at 269.
Oh, cool. You almost at 270 now.
Yep. Yep. You thought Dable hired a new defensive backs coach.
Well, as of right now, Henderson's still the guy, but that could change.
With Patrick Graham leaving, a lot of this is going to change.
Yeah, the defense has changed now.
Yes.
You're not going to see the same defense out there. The defense is going to change. And like I said, it probably needed to change. Let's be real.
I like
It
it.
probably
You know,
needed to change.
blow it up, man. Blow it up. Dinner DJ Jason Garrett. I do too. I do too. I mean, when the owner of your franchise comes out and says that, yeah, we screwed up the quarterback. Yeah. You know, at least he's man enough to admit it.
Right. I think the whole coaching staff didn't agree with each other.
Right.
I think Joe Judge did some things Patrick Graham didn't agree with. Patrick Graham probably did some things Joe Judge didn't agree with. We all know Joe Judge and Jason Garrett weren't on the same page. I think the offensive line coach checked out. The receivers coach probably checked out. The quarterbacks coach probably checked out because Joe Judge wanted to be a power run. They wanted to throw the ball. I don't know, man. That whole coaching staff just needed to go. Just to be honest with you, now that I think about it. Because I don't think anybody was on one accord. And you saw it out there on the field.
Let me say this. I mean, Saquon Barkley, when he did, was playing, there were times he was missing the hole, and that's one of his flaws. But
yes,
that running backs coach, he was way too old. Sorry, not sorry. He was, 70?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what are they? Is he even out there coaching, man? Is he taking a nap?
Right. Right.
I think this coaching staff is going to be more lively because this is a young group. These are not veterans that come in and know the ins and out of the NFL, and they're there because they know what they're doing. These were young guys. Our veterans were young guys. They need to be coached. They need to be able to, coincide with their coach. Their coach needs to be lively
and
just
each
like
other.
them.
You can't have a divided locker room. We don't know if that locker room was divided. We heard that there were some rumblings inside, the last game or two?
Mm-hmm.
You can't have that. Look, I was all for Judge coming back. That was before I knew all of this bullshit that's coming out now.
Let me say this. Malik Willis had 11 passing yards.
Yep. 11 passing yards.
Yep. NYG True Fan. Appreciate you being here. Yeah.
What's going on, True Fan?
And then I guess there's I haven't heard no names yet. Maybe you guys have, or maybe people in the chat have. I guess there's like 4 more guys we're going to interview for defensive coordinator.
We're trying to interview the Steelers guy.
Yep, I saw that one.
Austin, right.
Yeah, but I think they may block it because I think he may be their next defensive coordinator. They might just promote him up.
That's what the Steelers do best.
Right.
I don't think we have too many more candidates. Maybe you guys can tell.
I saw, I think it was Pat Leonard or it was Jordan Renan. It was one of those guys that are up there in the food chain that like to talk a lot of smack. And he said that we're interviewing Martindale and Desai today, and there's 4 more candidates waiting in the wings. One of them was a Pittsburgh guy, but I didn't get any other names. They didn't know anything about it.
Well, you already think of it. There's like 4 already. One report said that the Giants are very interested in Vic Fangio, so that's 1.
Yeah,
you have Martindale, that's 2. You have Desai, that's 3. You have Terrell Austin, that's 4.
It was Desai and Martindale plus 4 more.
Oh,
so we're missing 2.
I think it's Fangio and the guy from Pittsburgh. That's all.
I don't think you need 6 candidates.
Zimmer said he wants to come back.
Well, that's 3. Who's the other?
He's had some good offenses.
3 years old, absolutely.
I know he's old, but
yeah.
Oh my God, here come the excuses.
Hold on.
Said excuses.
Yeah, penis. It doesn't matter if he has 11 passing yards. First of all, it's the Senior Bowl, and second of all, it's more to sort of you're looking at his physical abilities.
Right, but
And
then
if
the
you're a
position's
coach in this
quarterback.
league,
That's what I'll say. It's not running back.
dude, I tell you what, and people agreed with me, Slay. He looked like Jalen Hurts. A lot of people in the chat said, I agree with you, Joel. I say he plays just like Jalen Hurts. Gets nervous in the pocket, rolls to his right, throws. Out of bounds.
He got sacked twice, I think.
Yeah, those games when he played top level competition, he got sacked about 5 times or more.
Right.
So
Look at that.
I don't know. I'm not saying the kid is bad. I'm just saying that he's not worth the pick from us.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
think
somewhere else.
I don't think he's definitely not a top 10. You're more than welcome to disagree. More than welcome.
There goes that guy from Baylor, man. That guy's kind of good.
I know, isn't he? He's got good vision. I like how he keeps his shoulders parallel to the sideline to sideline. You know, he uses his hips, but his shoulders stay, they're always parallel.
Hey, there goes that guy, Danny Gray. I told you that dude was fast as hell.
22 miles an hour. Jesus.
That's a guy I see them drafting late in the rounds, around the 6th round. That would be dope because he could be the return guy for sure.
Right.
And if you develop him into a receiver, that's even better. Hey, that Smith guy is just he's a running back that's just gonna get you yards. He's gonna get you positive yards just about every time.
Crazy is absolutely right. At least a year. At least.
Patrick Mahomes sat a year. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Comparisons, but yeah,
Aaron Rodgers set for 2 years, 3 years, as a matter of fact.
Right.
Jalen Hurts didn't get action until later in his rookie year.
We're just saying we're not in a position. We're not a quarterback away. We're a team away. Shit.
Calvin Austin. Who's Calvin Austin, Big Pat? He's a
receiver from Memphis.
Right.
Receiver.
You have
from
us
Memphis.
taking him. You had us taking him in like the 5th or 6th round, didn't you?
Yeah, one of the mock drafts we did. Yep.
Right.
Absolute dog, man.
I'm not impressed by none of the QB play. They're all second, third. Exactly.
Right.
But people are going to reach and they're getting talked up. Look at how excited Giants Twitter was this last week when some of these articles started coming out. And the combine is only 3 weeks away, ladies and gentlemen.
And we will be doing the combine on mine and Joe's channel. Alex, I definitely want you there for the combine if you can do it.
What day is that? Actually, I'll look it up.
It's only 3 weeks away.
March 1st through the 7th.
Yeah.
Let's see what my schedule does.
Also, Joe, I'll talk to you after the stream because I don't want nobody to take our idea, but I got an idea for it as well.
Yeah. No more Spygate, damn it. We're just going to come up with it. Joel, can I have the link on Twitter for... Oh, you want to pop in, Taj? Another member of the... I gotcha. I'm sorry. I love having Taj in here with us. There you are, my guy. Sorry, I've been talking and watching. I watch the chat more than I do anything else. I apologize. Trying to make sure I'm talking right. I mean, it's kind of hard to focus on 2 things at the same time.
Right side of the offensive line is.
I know who he is. I was asking if that's who you were talking about. Yeah, that's who we were talking about. That's who we're talking about. Let's get to halftime, Mike, and then I'll have a bigger panel on right now. Couple more minutes till halftime, and so I think I got you on Twitter. I better have you on Twitter. There you are. Oh, here you go, Mike. You're such a great supporter. How can I say no to a guy that always here all the time? And Mike knows his stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Taj, what's good? Mike really knows college football, man.
Oh, what's up, y'all?
What's going
Hey.
on, Taj?
Hey, that one throw that I just seen Malik Willis do where he threw the ball off his back foot and threw a prayer in a clean pocket, man. Yo, like plays like that are reasons why I say he needs to sit his ass down for a year, man. Like that.
Right?
Nah, man, that ain't gonna cut it. That's not gonna cut it.
Oh, nice play by Ritter right there.
Yeah, that was a good play there by Ritter.
That was a nice throw, nice roll out to the right.
Right, off of
He
play
sold,
action.
yeah, he
fake
sold the
handoff.
play action. The end cut collapsed down. He was able to
Yes,
escape.
Trey McBride.
McBride.
Yeah. Watch him run this route, man. He does it. This is a Kelsey route, guys. This is Kelsey right there. Tell me that Kelsey doesn't do that. What's good, Mike?
What's good, Joe? What's up, Pat?
What's going on,
Mike.
Mike?
Not much. Just enjoying this game.
Oh, they got Ferguson and McBride over here to the right this
Now,
time.
let's say this, and Nigberry looks a little slow.
Damn, man, that man
Oh.
Ritter, he fumbled.
He fumbled
But,
it. It almost
He fumbled
gets
it,
in.
but yeah.
Almost.
Damn. And another throw I just seen from Kenny Pickett, man,
Let's try that again.
that wasn't a good throw either. But luckily that receiver
Mhm.
caught it.
Mm-hmm.
That was not a good throw there by Pickett.
Was it, again, not everybody's on the same talent level. And you might see quarterback play that's not good only because of scheme and fit.
Mm-hmm.
We see that in the NFL. A quarterback doesn't do good on one team, but goes to another place and does pretty good. So, let's not forget
Right.
we got the Jets and the Lions coaching staff here.
Right.
Yeah, guys, I mean, you're going to have to take some of this with a grain of salt.
That's a fact.
They
got the Lions and the Jets coaches.
You say
I'm
Desmond
sorry.
Ritter? I'm sorry, guys, but Penis says Desmond Ritter absolutely sucks. He has some of the
Penis.
same deficiencies as Malik Willis.
Right.
Malik Willis.
Right. All these guys are going to need work, but, it all depends. Scheme. College is so different than the NFL.
Let me say this. A lot of people have been drawing Baker Mayfield comparisons to Sam Howell. I can definitely see them.
Right.
I think Sam
Yeah.
Howell has a stronger arm than Baker Mayfield. though.
Yes, he does. He has a way stronger arm than Baker Mayfield to me. Baker Mayfield could be, Sam Howell could either be Baker Mayfield or because Howell has some talent, man. And I think if he sits a year just like everybody else, I think he could actually be the best quarterback out of this crop. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because Howell look at the arm talent right there.
That's how you got stuck with it. Well, who's the other guy that they were hyping up when you and me were watching one day there, Pat?
Carson Strong.
Carson Strong. They were hyping the shit out of him.
Right. And I think he's a career backup.
Out of
I'll be
Nevada,
honest with
he's
you.
a career backup.
Right. Oh, man, those guys, me and Pat are sitting there listening to it, and all of a sudden they started talking this kid up. Pat's like, are you serious? There it goes, Joel. I said, yep. Mm-hmm. Wait till 3 weeks when that combine hits. And you hear
Right.
Daniel Jeremiah and you hear all the experts. And he's only got to make one throw.
More trade up candidates.
Right.
Yeah. All they gotta do is make one good throw, and it's a wrap. Oh my God,
One
can't
good throw in
miss.
that combine.
If you pass up on Carson Strong after this throw here, you're crazy. Oh man.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man. That man's a career bagger, man. I ain't miss me with that.
Right. This could be the next Peyton Manning.
Right.
He was a backup.
Fucking Mel
Right.
Kiper, man.
Well, yeah.
I honestly think this dude right here will be the best quarterback out the bunch, especially if he goes somewhere like Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Sam Howell. Yeah, I can see that.
Because if Kenny Pickett goes to Pittsburgh, I promise you, it's not going to be the same. I promise you, it's not going to be the same.
Their offensive line's a mess. Not as bad as ours, but just wasn't consistent.
Bro, we're just not in a position to like draft any one of these quarterbacks.
Nope.
Well,
They're not even worth it.
Well, okay. What if a guy comes up out of nowhere next year?
Oh, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. It happens every year, right?
Joe Burrow? Joe Burrow came from nowhere, guys.
Yeah.
He came out of nowhere.
He was a backup for Dwayne Haskins in Ohio State.
Mhm.
Then
Right.
transferred to LSU.
Right.
Came out of nowhere, wins the Heisman.
So, while we're saying that, Malik Willis, I'm not saying that Malik Willis cannot be the guy in no way, shape, or form. It's just my opinion. There are going to be better players on the board with the 5th and 7th pick that you cannot pass up.
Yeah.
A quarterback is such a luxury reach. Basically what it is. Look at how many years the Browns tried to build a quarterback. Look at what the Jets are doing at quarterback. Look at what the Panthers are doing at quarterback. Look at the Washington Commodores or whatever the hell their name is now. Look at their quarterback situation. All right. And then because of the owner, look at the Texans quarterback situation. Look at Miami's quarterback situation because of everything that Tua went through. All right, we're still getting information on that, but I think Tua got a raw deal. Getting drug tested every week and some other stuff that went on with him. How's a guy supposed to perform under that? These guys.
Man, Darren Kennard is getting ate up, man. There's no way I could put him at tackle.
You know what, Pat? I just thought of something.
That dude's a guard. He's a guard.
I just thought of something, Pat. All these Giants fans are saying we need to draft Malik Willis, set him for a year. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Not against it. But how come when I said we need to sit Kadarius Toney for 3 or 4 weeks, let him get in football shape, so he's ready on the football field,
we got hammered.
People blew a goddamn gasket at us. But I'm not singling anybody out because there was way more than one person that got upset about that. We got hammered in the chat with that. If he's a first-round pick, you play him. Well, how come now it's okay to sit a guy who's a first-round draft pick, a top 10 draft pick, top 5 draft pick if we take him at 5? Top 5 draft pick is a quarterback is supposed to be somebody that's ready to go out there and start week 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it doesn't fit. I'm gonna be quiet.
Right. I just that's all I'm going to say on it too. Is what a wild world we live in.
Yep, because because we were just hammered about saying that, hey, why Roche ain't getting all the snaps when he first came out? Why Ojulari didn't get all the snaps when they first came out? Because they're rookies and they have to
They're
learn. That's
rookies,
what we were
dude.
saying.
Right.
But now when it comes to Malik Willis, just draft him. You can sit him a year.
Right.
Damn.
Right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I hate stirring the pot, damn it, but shit like that drives me crazy.
That's crazy.
I don't mean to stir the pot, believe me. I'm not.
He says we got two coaches on the offensive side of the ball that have had some of the most important hands in the two biggest projects at the QB position in the past two decades.
Different. Kansas City had Alex Smith. They had a winning situation. They went to the playoffs the year that Mahomes was selected.
Right.
The Bills, I mean, they were just.
And Josh Allen was terrible his first 2 years.
The Chiefs were already built. They were already built.
They
was in the playoffs before the year they drafted Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly.
Right.
Hey,
and then go ahead, Joe.
Say, Pat, I'm probably gonna get killed for this. But when Sam Darnold had a healthy Christian McCaffrey and a healthy team, they won the first 3 games. You can say what you want, however bad Sam Darnold is, but they won. Isn't that the game design, the plan at the end of the day?
That's
also,
true.
I mean, I'm not totally a Bills fan. I will never, obviously say that I am. But in terms of the way this organization has functioned over the last couple of years, the pressing need of offensive line has not been more than now. And I could guarantee probably that this offensive line is worse than what the Bills had probably coming into Josh Allen's rookie year when they were probably, they probably had to go get offensive line at some point. But with that being said, quarterback was on their mind because they just traded Tyrod Taylor. So,
yeah, and Nathan Peterman just got let go too, right?
And here's another thing as well. Here's another thing to keep in mind as well with that. 2 things. A, however you want to see it, quarterback heavy draft that draft. Doesn't matter how they are right now. Quarterback heavy draft. Everybody was praising the hell out of these prospects. Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen even. That was a total class to get your quarterback at the time at least. And Josh Allen happens to be the best quarterback. He was killed. That pick was killed at that time. Obviously.
Yes, it was.
Definitely. But you look at this class, and then I don't know if Ash is trying to make the point about Malik Willis. I don't know. I'm just saying from my point for any Giant fan that wants to argue or debate with me in that. But Malik Willis, if he's the best quarterback and teams are scouting him, he's going to be the first one taken. He's going to be the first one taken within the top 4 if a team's going to trade up because the Texans are selling, the Lions are selling, and the Jets are selling their pick.
Right.
So I think it's just way too many different situations that you could literally break down that are different from what the Giants are going through right now. And either way, they're still going to be phrased with a very bad I'm saying they're going to be phrased with a very bad position if they take Malik Willis, because it's going to come to the argument of any quarterback really. It's going to come to the argument of, the O-line. Oh, well, maybe Kenny Galladay's hurt for like 10 games or something like that. Kadarius Toney's hurt. So
again.
And like I said, Josh Allen was destroyed his first 2 years. They were calling him a bust before the past 2 years when that offense got it together. They were
2.0.
They were calling him a bust. Now all of a sudden he's the best. They said they labeled Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes the same way they labeled Malik Willis. I can see why they would want to go that route. I think those guys were more quarterback ready than Malik Willis when they were coming out. At least in my opinion. I looked at Patrick Mahomes when he was at Texas Tech. I looked at
Deshaun Watson was ready.
That kid from Texas Tech, when he came out, I was like, man, if that kid can learn how to read coverages, it's over with. Because I seen the way he played. You saw it at Texas Tech. If you look at film, not just highlights, look at film.
Right.
I looked at film of Josh Allen. I said, if that kid can ever get his accuracy straight, he's going to be all right.
Well, a lot of things that hurt Josh Allen was, again, North Dakota State, where Carson Wentz came from. So he was getting a rub route off of Carson Wentz because he went to the same school. That was another part of Josh Allen's biggest problem, why he was killed when he got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Ask yourself this: is Malik Willis on the same par as Mahomes and Allen as a prospect coming out this year? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so at all. I'll just be honest with you.
And
yeah, they still got horrible mechanics. It's just that Patrick Mahomes can overcome it. And
Right,
Josh Allen can too. They still be having horrible mechanics at times.
Yep.
It's just that system. When he learned that system over there in Buffalo, Josh Allen turned into a beast. And let's not forget they went out there and got Stephon Diggs.
That's right. Thank you, Big Fridge.
Allen went to Wyoming. That's right.
Yeah, but I can remember them compared because they were both small schools. But thank you, Big Fridge.
With the Texas Tech.
Right.
Yeah.
And just any sort of the reason, first of all, I don't think the Giants are going to take Malik Willis. I think they're just going to invest in a viable backup. I got to get something. But with that being said, I want to make another point. The proper way to build a team in a situation like this is get the quarterback last. Make sure everything goes right first. The offensive line, the targets, everything like that.
Build inside out. Don't build outside in.
And Joe said this. This is crazy. You wanted this whole regime fired just a couple of months ago because they didn't build the offensive line. And now most Giants fans are saying draft a quarterback.
I agree, Ash. That's a
I like Akeem and Devin Lloyd too. I promise you, if we get a free agent offensive lineman and they do that, I'm happy.
Yeah, Akeem and Devin
Lloyd. Devin Lloyd with this defense,
it's a whole new regime. We don't know where they're going. We don't know what road they're headed down. We don't know the identity of this franchise. If that's what they want to do, you got to back it because everything's gone. Everybody that was on here associated with this team last year is gone, except the special teams coach.
Let me say this real quickly before I got to get something. They drafted Josh Allen the second year that Bills rebuild. I mean, yes, they went to the playoffs first year, 9-7 with Tyrod Taylor, great and all. They didn't fully, get it down from there. They didn't fully rebuild it from there. Joel mentioned the $70 million cap hit. So once again, it's a multi-year process, but they didn't do that in the first year. They did that in the second year. They wanted to evaluate, and obviously they waited, and they did a good job because it was supposed to be very poised quarterback class in 2018 compared to 2017. So,
Alex,
at the time.
That's a great point because our GM just got hired and he's already interviewing head coach candidates. He didn't even.
And he just hired. And he just hired an assistant GM just now, too.
This guy said, don't worry about the draft. I've got the first 4 rounds already figured out. If he's got the first 4 rounds figured out and he just got hired here, he's looking at next year's options. This guy's already got a game plan for next year, if not the year after that. These guys know who's coming out. These guys know who to look for. This guy goes out and he's the one that's at the Senior Bowl. It ain't Dable. Shane's at the Senior Bowl doing this. Has his scouts there. They're communicating for the first time in 10 or 15 years. Something the Giants have not done. There's an article out about it. We're seeing a whole different regime right now. So if they get Willis, they got a plan. Willis is going to be tied to Shane and Dable. But is that the kind of quarterback that Dable likes? If you look at Josh Allen is more Daniel Jones type than Malik Willis type. Okay, Alex.
He says supporting cast before QB, not the other way around. Easier to evaluate. I don't get the reverse argument. Yes.
Right. Thank you.
Right.
Yes.
You know what the reverse argument is? Daniel Jones.
Right.
That's the reverse argument.
Right.
You have a quarterback for 2 to 3 years that don't know what he is, and guess what you're going to be saying? We want a quarterback.
Right.
And this fan base is crazy because you just lambasted lambasted Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman because they didn't fix the offensive line. And the first thing you say with the new regime, go get another quarterback. For what? So you can get his ass whooped too?
I don't know, Pat.
Look, man.
Unless this kid is a Justin Herbert or a Joe Montana or a John Elway that you know there's a can't miss, or Andrew Luck.
He's God in cleats.
God in cleats. Very good. Yeah.
Right. There's no way you take one of these. All these quarterbacks are projects. You're force feeding yourself so much Malik Willis highlights that you're making yourself believe that this guy's a can't miss prospect.
When nobody was talking about him in all the streams beforehand. Twitter was not talking about him. The Giants fan base was not talking about him at the beginning of the college season. Even halfway through the college season, nobody was. But because he got hyped up during the Senior Bowl, a little bit of film come out, he won an award. But yeah, you guys killed the Giants for drafting the MVP quarterback of the Senior Bowl.
Daniel Jones.
Well, guess what Malik Willis had a chance to be? The MVP quarterback of
right.
the Senior Bowl.
Webb, you killed.
Kyle Laletta.
Laletta, you killed. Daniel Jones, you killed.
And now you want to get another Senior Bowl quarterback?
Right.
Hey, yo,
why
Davis
do you
Webb,
think they're playing in the Senior Bowl?
They trying to get their draft stock up. I mean, bro, if they didn't play in the Senior Bowl, they would have been like third-round picks.
This is exactly it. Luka is like spot on tonight. Spot on.
Daniel Jones was
that does help him get an extra year because now he said I need my quarterback.
Right. Right. But then who says that we have to, go through?
I'm talking about what Joe Montana is now that he's played his career. So based on what he's played, he's a can't miss prospect because you know what he's done.
Oh, I know.
Because now if you got a kid that comes out, he's Joe Montana, I guarantee he's going in the first round, probably number one pick.
Yeah, he was from Notre Dame, and they were saying he was too small, and yeah, a lot of teams.
But now that you know what he is, if a person gets a Joe Montana comparison come out, if a quarterback gets that comparison coming out, he's probably going number one overall.
Right.
Because now you know what Joe Montana is.
Well, now it's Mahomes or Lamar or, the scrambling quarterbacks. That's the comparisons now, because that's what everybody wants.
Crazy thing is, the two quarterbacks down in the Super Bowl right now are not even scrambling quarterbacks.
I want a mobile quarterback. I want to see what you did with Rattler there, where he just ran.
That could move.
He got a first down. He does the Daniel Jones thing. Marley Marl says that Malik Willis is a home run pick for a bad team. He's gonna have to be
kid killed, man.
He's gonna have to be just like he's gonna have that offense set up, especially for him.
Set up for him, like the best offense set
like
up
Lamar, like a Lamar type scheme. Harbaugh saw his potential, got his fumbles down, and built that team around Lamar, and that's what makes him so damn good.
When you look at this guy, the guys they're comparing him to are Michael Vick. The guys they're comparing him to are Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson. When you looked at Michael Vick, you knew that he was that dude.
Right.
When he played at Virginia Tech, you knew Michael Vick was that dude.
Oh my God.
Point blank period. That dude was magical at Virginia Tech. Mm-hmm. When you looked at Lamar Jackson at Louisville, you knew he was that dude.
Yeah.
You knew. I could just feel it. I don't know how to explain it. I could just feel it. I don't get that same feeling from Malik Willis.
I was so shocked when when the Ravens went back and he was there at 32. I could not believe that.
Right. I couldn't
Could
believe
not.
he was at 32 as well. I think he got a raw deal during the draft because everybody was like, "Oh, you should go to receiver or running back."
Right.
No, that dude can throw that ball.
No, we don't because it was a
No.
lateral move.
Michael
Yep,
Vick could
it
throw
was a
the
lateral
ball.
move.
It was a lateral move. If he took the head coaching position, then we would have gotten picks.
Nah, yeah, it was a lateral move. Went to the
Yeah, watching Joe
Raiders
Montana
and-
was something. That was.
I wish I could have seen him in his prime too. I
Oh
promise you.
man. Roger
But
Craig, Jerry
None of these
Rice.
quarterbacks that I watch, man, is like he's that. When you look at Justin Herbert, you knew that he was that dude when he came out. When you looked at him at Oregon, he was like, man, that dude's gonna be amazing.
I mean, bro, Dave Gettleman went to every Oregon game, like
Right.
2
Hey,
years
and you
ago.
know what? Here's a good example. Mac Jones. All right. You don't look at him and see that dude.
You don't.
But he
But
comes
went
into
to
the
a perfect
NFL
system.
and he wins games.
Mhm.
You know, he didn't sit on the bench for a year. He didn't wait 8 games to come in. Belichick got rid of Cam Newton and started Mac Jones.
I think
Does
they
Mac
made a
Jones
perfect
have the
system for
potential?
him.
But does he have the potential in that system to be that dude?
Yeah, he does.
Yes. That's what Malik Willis needs. He needs that system to be that dude. Michael Vick, you could put anywhere. Randall Cunningham, you could put.
Anywhere.
Cunningham proved it when he went to Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's the type of guy that's that dude. That vibe you get.
Deshaun Watson, you knew he was that
Put
dude.
anywhere. Lamar Jackson, you
Yeah.
can almost put anywhere.
Now you can. But yeah.
In the beginning of his career, no, but now
Right.
you can put him anywhere. Mahomes anywhere.
Deshaun-
Aaron Rodgers in his prime anywhere.
That's what we're
Yeah.
saying. But the Giants aren't even going to be like that for another 2 to 3 years if we take him with one of these picks. Minimum. We're not going to go get free agent guys. We're going to start build. If this coach and GM build through the draft, that's where our guys are going to come from. They're not going to get a quarterback and spend money to try to build an O-line. They're not going to go out and try to spend money and get a defense. They're going to go
see
through
a
the
lot
draft.
of draft picks, man.
Right.
A sprinkle of veteran here and there.
Uh-huh.
No.
That's why I'm saying this might be a 2 to 3 year rebuild, man.
Right. Look, I mean, we are playing a weak schedule next year. We have to see who's on this team before we can make any really predictions.
Right.
You know, for all we know, everyone's upset at Jones, who might not even be here. Barkley might not be here. Galladay might not be here. Shepard might not be here. Bradbury might not be here. Xavier McKinney might not be here. We don't know. Not guaranteeing anything. Maybe Xavier McKinney doesn't fit this defensive coordinator scheme. Martinez. Does Martinez follow Graham?
Trash now.
Does Martinez follow Graham?
I know they was in Green Bay together.
Hey,
I know that. But...
Does Tate Crowder even fit the scheme? Does Roche fit it? Ojulari, does he fit it? Leo Williams, does he fit it? Dexter Lawrence, does he fit it? We don't know. There's so many things that are up in the air. With this team being blown up the way it's been blown up, there's no foresight. We can't see a future. We can't see things develop. We have no idea how things are going to develop. All we know is this guy's gone, this guy's gone, this guy got hired. We could speculate. We could guess all day long. But to really come down and say yes or no on a player if they're going to be here,
you don't know until the season starts.
Right. We can't say that Willis isn't going to be the draft pick. He very well could be. You know, they're going to say it. They're not going to come out and say, yeah, we're getting rid of DJ, because where does his trade value go?
Exactly.
Trade value goes down.
Right. Instead of
Lower
getting
than what it already is.
right, instead of getting a 3rd round pick for DJ, they'll offer you a 7th. Yeah.
And I think you don't trade him if you don't at least get a 3rd.
They do, Luca, but we're talking monetarily wise right now, because they said that they would take a big cap hit this year. And when Shane got to Buffalo, they took a $70 million cap hit so that they could clear the books and build the team the way they wanted to build the team. So this next year, they might just be getting rid of guys that are going to be not here and eat that dead cap money. So
they're willing to do it.
That's it, Jared, right there. They just might eat all that dead. Look, how are you guys going to feel if the Giants are eating $60 million in dead cap next year? Are you guys going to want everyone fired, or are you going to see what they're trying to do, so that way when it comes the following year, 2023, we have $130 million in cap?
I'm going to say it like this. If they're not planning to extend any contracts and he wants to clear $40 million, all those top guys with those contracts are gone. Bradbury, Martinez, Rudolph, Shepard, Riley Dixon, Booker. That's the only way you're going to clear it if you don't backload contracts.
Right, and he's not backloading. He already said he wasn't going to. He said this is going to be tough times for Giants fans. Get ready.
So we might be going with a skeleton crew next year. Who knows? We might just have the bare necessities.
Hey.
Hopefully he does a better job, though. Man.
Do you guys want to run with a rookie quarterback with a skeleton crew like that? You guys, look, people, I don't know about y'all, but if the last 4 weeks, I would have been damn happy if Danny Jones could have come back and played those last 4 weeks. At least we looked like a somewhat of a football team.
All right.
I know a lot of other people were kind of upset watching Fromm out there in Glennon, and would have gladly had DJ back. If you're willing to have DJ back behind that offensive line, that's why I think DJ could be a lot better than what y'all are seeing right now.
I remember the Free Mike Glennon movement.
Oh, my God. How about the Jake Fromm movement? Well, he had that one good series.
Well, that was me. That was I did say that.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that was brutal. Guys, I watched him in Georgia. I told you what he was going to be. He sucks.
Said it too.
Oh, right. Yeah, they're not looking to, Jared. Not at all. Whole different regime, man.
If they're not looking to backload any contracts, but they came out and said firmly, we want to clear $40 million in cap space. What does that tell you? Everybody that has a cap hit, where the dead cap is lower than what the cap hit is, they're gone. That's Bradbury, that's Martinez, that's Rudolph, that's Riggs, that's Dixon, that's Booker, Momoa, all those guys that is like $1 million on the cap. Yep, Gates, TJ Brunson, all those guys. That's the only way you're gonna get $40 million in the cap.
Julian Love.
Julian Love. I didn't know you saved $3 million by cutting him, but you do.
That's crazy.
And the crazy part about it, Galladay may be gone too, because they actually say $7.8 million if you make him a post June 1st cut.
Right.
They can use that to sign the draft picks.
Felt bad for him towards the end of the year, he showed me that he didn't want to be on the team.
Well,
yeah, a couple of plays he did, but
I get
man,
that.
That's hard, man. That's hard to go out there and perform under those.
Yeah, man.
So you might see a skeleton crew team this year. But since our schedule may be one of the weakest in the league, we might win some games. Who knows?
Here's something that might shock a lot of people. Don't be surprised if we don't pick up like 8, 9, or 10 undrafted free agents this year.
Yep. Yeah.
Do not be surprised.
Something that the Giants really didn't do the last few years.
Exactly. If you only need 2 or 3 to hit. If we get, 15, 18 because that's where your value is. Nice cheap 3-year contract.
Keep him
Get
on the
some
practice
draft
squad. They know
capital.
the system.
So
I'm telling you now, man.
All the restructuring that Dave Gettleman did at the end of the season, man. Oh my goodness.
For what?
Why? Why?
well,
Why?
To
Like,
create,
come on.
to create what? 300,
Like,
300K in
what?
cap space?
You cut who? Who they say cut?
No, we were talking about Dave
Gettleman.
Gettleman at the end of the year just restructuring for no
Restructuring
reason.
deals.
right.
Like for what?
Yeah, that didn't make sense either.
That was
didn't
that
make
was a
sense to
Judge
me either.
thing. All right. They were just trying to get Judge his guys.
When they couldn't
Hey,
do
that Perry and
450
Winfrey guy.
Oh my goodness,
look.
yeah.
Look for
Oklahoma.
him to be a pick late around like the third, fourth round, and the
Fourth.
Giants may take as well.
I was just going to
Winfrey
say
is off the
that.
chain.
This guy's pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, thanks to the 22 watching. Like, subscribe, ring that bell. Big
Yep.
Pet Sports Talk, great content creator. Big Blue, I'll get it right here sooner or later. Big Blue in the Bronx, Alex, he's got his own channel. He's another great content creator. Taj, he makes videos too, and we all work hard. Drop comments. You got ideas for videos you want to see, or you got a question you want to ask us? We'll get to all questions.
Right.
We're definitely one of the YouTubers out there. It's not about the money. We do this for fun, and we enjoy having y'all watch.
Mitchell Trubisky, I think he's coming over as a free agent. I really do, DeMar.
Yes.
Yeah, most
I really
likely.
think Mitchell Trubisky is coming over, and that just tells me that Daniel Jones has a short leash. That's all I'm gonna say. If he goes into week 5 when we're like 0-5, Mitchell Trubisky is coming in.
It wouldn't surprise me. But what do you guys think about us getting the Kansas City guy as our new offensive coordinator? We really haven't brought that up today.
I think it makes the passing game a little bit more exciting, and maybe
Yeah.
they made to use Kadarius Toney the way he's supposed to be used, because he's not a traditional receiver. And if you can use him the way that Tyreek Hill was being used before he developed into that monstrous receiver that he is now,
right?
I think that would be a very good thing, because they was using Tyreek Hill as a running back. They was using him as a running back. They was using him on screens, and they was using him on slants and deep posts. That's what he's supposed to be used as a weapon.
Right.
He clears out everything else for everybody else, and he still does that now. Why do you think Kelsey is so wide open half the time? Because shit, you got to worry about Tyreek Hill burning through your damn defense. If he catches it over the middle, it's a wrap.
That's what I liked so much, because Kansas City uses their tight ends and the Buffalo Bills use their tight ends. It's like the same scheme, the same system. And this guy might not have been an offensive coordinator, but he was in charge of the passing game. He wasn't just somebody out there that was told how to do it. This man was in charge. He knows the insides and the outsides of it. He knows everything about it. Go ahead, Alex.
Well, I have 2 points to bring up. Someone on Twitter compared Malik Willis not to Jalen Hurts, but to Tyler Huntley.
Oh man, that's even worse.
Man.
How you compare him to Tyler Huntley?
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley.
Nah, I'm not even going that far.
Exactly. But in terms of the Kafka hire, he was one of the 2 that I wanted out of the 3. I wanted Pep, but I'm good with it, because I think the way they could possibly do things is you have option A, which is have him either way bring over some concepts from the Chiefs, work with Daniel Jones, and maybe next year, not this coming year, but next year, have him as the play caller, have Dable year 1 as play caller. Or what you can do is have Kafka go through the growing pains as offensive coordinator, have him in the booth or have him on the sideline. That way he's worrying about the offense. You have the DC worrying about the defense, and Dable's just the head coach.
Yeah, man, we're gonna be bringing in like
that's
a lot
another
of
thing
these.
they have. That's another thing they have to work out with Dabo, hand Kafka the play calling.
And a lot of these former
duties.
backups actually end up being good OCs. Like one of them was Kellen Moore. Good OC.
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Cowboys.
That's true too.
Well, God, look at how good Ozzie Newsome turned into a GM.
Right.
Hey, the last time we had a Pat Shermer guy in here.
Ah,
I mean, the last time we had an Andy Reid guy here, Pat Shermer, and you mean he got the most out of Daniel Jones.
right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
The organization sucked.
Kind of excited to
Yeah,
see
the
this kid into what
organization
we're going to
sucked.
do. He knows the passing game really well, and it wouldn't surprise me if Dable doesn't call the first year because the running plays. That's the one thing I'm worried about. But New York Giants fan forever says, keep Jones. It gives them an extra year to build. If you draft Willis and Jones struggles, it's going to be pressure to start the kid. And now coach and GM clock starts, especially if we're losing. He's exactly correct. He's 100% correct on that because this fan base is going to be screaming for him if we're losing. And he says, opposed to building our line, if Jones struggles, proves he ain't the guy, we draft one next year, and this regime starts fresh with their guy. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
He said, what I look for in a young QB is if he understands how to read coverages. If they can do that, you can work with whatever attribute and skill set they have. Like Chad Pennington has a noodle, but was super smart. That's exactly right, Tom. Real talk. Because Chad Pennington had one of the weakest arms you can think of. But he was a winner at quarterback for the most part with the Jets. My add.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he knew how to read coverages so well, and he knew how to anticipate his throws.
And the guy came from Marshall.
Yep.
Looked to me like.
I think he means Mara.
Mara. Okay. I agree. I kind of like that. I'm not going to lie, guys. I like the freedom that our GM has.
I do.
I think the fans made Mara take a step back, to be honest with you.
Something did, and whatever it was, a lot of people are happy now.
All the cyber
either the fans or somebody threatened them. I don't know what it was.
Right.
But something happened to them.
All the Twitter fingers, man.
Well,
all these Twitter finger GMs.
But man, I mean, that statement right there, man, that just tells you if this man said we're gonna, he didn't say we hope to. He says we're gonna clear $40 million in cap room, and we're not backloading contracts. So,
you're fine, Jared. We'll figure it out. There's 4 of us here. We should be able to figure it out.
But that just tells me that everybody who has a contract with and then on top of that, Mayor said we don't mind taking a bunch of dead cap this year to free up cap space. There you have it. There's the 3 things.
And that's
not
just
backloading contracts.
Yes.
Go ahead, Joe.
Well, I was just going to say, Mara finally understands what it's going to take to turn this team around. It's not a quick fix. Finally.
We're not backloading contracts. I don't mind taking a dead cap hit. And we're going to clear $40 million in cap room. That just tells you what's going to happen.
Yep.
So everybody that has a huge cap hit and your dead cap is lower than what your cap hit is, significantly lower, start getting your bags packed. Basically, that's what they're saying.
It's just like the way how we cleared like almost over like 20 mil out of the dead cap from Odell's contract when we traded him. That's gonna be the same shit we gonna be doing.
Man, all Sam Howell is doing is running for his friggin' life.
Mm-hmm. Those offensive linemen are getting tore up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
But this is why I would like him in Pittsburgh, man. He's just a smaller version of Big Ben to me.
Howell?
Mm-hmm. I think he would fit perfect over there in Pittsburgh.
I saw that trade that everybody was throwing around on Twitter, and I'm sorry, that's not enough to move from 5 to 20.
They get a first round, a second rounder this year, a first rounder next year, and Devin Bush. And that's a lot, Joe.
I don't. I from 5 to 20, and personally, I would rather draft our own linebacker with that second round pick that we get from Pittsburgh this year. So I wouldn't even want Devin Bush, to be God's honest truthful with you. Why is Pittsburgh, who's known for their linebackers, all right, they're known to have really good linebackers, want to give up on Devin Bush already? They're not even going to offer him his fifth-year option.
That's true, too.
That just raises red flags for me. That's all that does.
Basically, you're asking why they're giving up on him.
Right. Because, we questioned that when Dallas gave up on, what's his name, after offering him that big deal.
Smith?
Yeah.
Oh, I know why they gave up on him.
But I'm just saying, because of that scenario, because here we got a GM and a coach saying we want to build through the draft, but Pittsburgh's going to offer us a player that we're only going to have for maybe 1 year.
No.
Cincinnati gave up on Billy Price. They didn't accept his 5th year.
Yep. Look at Billy Price.
I get it.
Fisher Price.
I know it goes both ways, guys. But just something with Pittsburgh giving up on a linebacker, there's something hinky about that one to me.
I mean, you're right. We're agreeing with you with Billy Price. The Bengals gave up on Billy Price, and we traded for him with B.J. Hill, who turned out to be 10 times the player Billy Price is.
Right.
They knew what Billy Price was, so they probably were ecstatic. You gonna give us B.J. Hill for Billy Price?
Right.
They probably laughed after they accepted the trade.
Man, I know they probably went.
I was thinking Billy Price was somebody else. I'm sorry. I see what you're getting at now.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Like, man, they probably cried laughing after they hung up the phone at what day gentlemen out.
Right.
What a
Yep.
idiot, man.
This is why they're terrible, fellas.
What an idiot.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all, Ash. I did not like that move at all.
You know what? 3 first-round picks? Well, from 20 to 5.
That's a lot of capital, man.
Big Blue United is a negative Nancy. I don't care what anyone says.
Right.
Man was considered.
Jets.
Man was seriously telling people to stop being a homer because they thought Andrew Thomas was playing well, and he was saying some stuff about oh well, Andrew Thomas is not the player Tristan Wirfs is. They played 2 different fucking positions, asshole.
Yo,
I never heard Alex get that mad before.
Right.
Ooh, I like it.
Damn, Alex.
I
didn't
like
know
it.
Alex could get mad.
Right.
That's how you feel, bro.
It is. It's a long way to drop. I mean, the
Yeah,
Jets
they gave
move
up
up
4
one spot.
They gave up 4 total picks though, Ash. But they went. What was the 4 total picks? Was it 2 first rounders?
Yeah, but I think
could
they're
pull it
including
up,
Devin
actually.
Bush.
I could pull it up.
They're included, but the Jets moved up 1 spot. They gave up 3 second-round picks. 1 spot.
Second round picks don't. 3 second-round picks may equal 1 first.
Oh,
Depending on how high the first round pick is.
come on. It's the
it's
Jets.
about
We know
you.
where they're picking in the second round. The top 30s.
Was it 3 first rounders, Ash?
I know it also had us giving up a 6th.
Yes.
Yeah, they had us giving up a pick too.
Yeah. Probably like 2 first rounders 1 year and then like 1 first rounder the next year. Probably that.
I think May we have to decide.
Yeah, May
on the
1st.
fifth year.
I think it's May 1st.
Yeah, we got to make a decision on May on this 5th year.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, get ready to pull it up, Ash.
The 49ers gave up
I don't
4
think they gave up
12.
3 first-round picks to move up from 12 to 3. I may be mistaken because 3 is significantly high on the draft wage scale, if you want to call it that way. So 3 is pretty high. So I mean, 3 there's more points for 3 than 5 is significantly higher.
Now you're talking about you want me to look up the 49ers thing or what Big Blue United said?
No, the 49ers thing. Big Blue United. I know we all know what he said.
Right.
He said, give them the number 5 pick. We get the 20th pick. Their second round pick, I think, is 52nd. Devin Bush and the 2023 first round pick.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically that's 2 first-round picks 1 year, the other one next
but
year.
we're only swapping picks. We're not getting a 2 first. We're just swapping in the first. 5 to 20. Hey, you better give me 2 firsts at least with a second.
If you're talking about this
3.
Yeah, when the 49ers traded up to get Trey Lance.
Yeah. San Francisco traded 12th, 22 first, 22 third, and a 2023 first to Miami in exchange for the 3rd overall pick.
So, yeah, they gave up 2 first-round picks. So they gave up the first-round pick in 2021, the first-round pick in 2022, the first-round pick in 2023. You're right, Joe.
Yeah.
If they gave up that much just to go from 12 to 3, shit, we might need first-round picks for the next 3 years.
Right.
You get 2022, 2023, and 2020. 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025.
2025.
You're right.
Yeah.
Because I don't see Devin Bush as a first-round pick. I don't see it because I mean, he's a good player, but I can't count him as a first-round pick. That's like counting DJ as a first-round pick in a trade like that. I can't do it.
Take a project. Just draft your own.
Now, you want to give me the tight end that they acquired last year?
Yeah, then I would do it. Pat
then I'll
Freiermuth,
think about it.
Yeah.
But man, I wanted him in the draft.
we get robbed in that. Because not only did they give up those picks there, they gave up a second round of the next or a third round of the next year too.
Yeah,
shit.
I wanted that
just to move up 9 spots, and they're trying to move up 15.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's what I mean. Give me 2 firsts in your tight end and a third. Think about it.
I just thought about it, man. Shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know the 49ers gave up that much.
Yep. It takes a lot to move top 5. That's why when I say to people, look, if we're a 500 ball club and we're picking 12, 13, or 14, we need more draft capital the following year because it costs so much to move up into the top 3. And if you want to get the number 1 pick from 12, you're giving up 3 firsts, 3 seconds, and players. Minimum. You're giving up your whole future to go up and get a quarterback.
Yeah, that deal. I want the swap picks this year and have your first for the next 3 years, probably your third the next year, and probably another third the year after that.
Right.
And Pat Freiermuth.
Right.
Man, I would love to have Pat Freiermuth. Shit.
I wouldn't go that hard. I would take Devin Bush in that scenario.
In that scenario, yes. But if you gave me swap picks this year, give me a first next year, a first the following year, and the tight end Freiermuth, give me another third, and we'll call it a deal.
Yeah, we'll call it a day.
That I would do. I get 2 extra first-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, with that scenario, we only got 1 extra first-round pick.
Well, no, we get 2. We swap picks.
I'm talking
this
about
year.
what the Big Blue United dude.
Oh, yeah, the Big Blue, you only get 1. Yeah, screw that.
Yeah, we sold ourselves short right there because that is, when I'm thinking about it, to go from 20, that means you're out of the top. You're out of the team, so it goes even higher.
That's Hall after Hall after Hall after Hall after Hall.
Right.
Yeah, you got to give up a whole lot.
Now
That's why people on Twitter are not general managers.
Right.
Right, because they probably would have laughed at that deal too. Well, thank you, dumbass.
Right, yeah.
They gonna run to the damn podium and draft Kenny Pickett.
Right.
Right, then we'll take our quarterback. Then
It would take more than T.J. Watt, but if you were to
it
throw,
don't take more than TJ.
no, look, that man just got a bag. Okay,
Bro,
Yeah.
TJ Watt just got
he got
got
a
a
huge bag. If we're trying to clear cap,
Yeah.
I would love
They're
to
not
have
trading
him.
TJ Watt even for the biggest package of them all. They're
Right.
trading
I know it
Watt.
wouldn't happen. Look, if it was his 4th year or his 5th year, I probably would. But I can't do it right now if we're trying to clear cap and that man's hitting 25 million a year. Can't do it. Love to have him. Not gonna lie. Yep. That's what I loved about him, Jared. He said coming in, he's already got the draft. I
our
loved
GM
that.
said, "Don't worry, I have first 4 rounds down in the draft. He has a plan already."
Yep. I'm liking everything that I hear, that I see.
No, if he just like clears like 40 million in cash, you mean like that just really like tells me what type of time he's on.
Right.
Really,
Just now we got to see what he wants to do.
that means
That's
he's
the hardest
really
part of
trying to
sitting back
rebuild.
waiting. Well, we got to find out who our coaching staff is.
Right.
God, I can't wait tonight for leather to the face. Got some good fights going on tonight, Alex. Everyone, make sure you come on over tonight about 9 o'clock, the G Nations channel. We're going to get into some boxing later tonight. If you're a boxing enthusiast. If not, just come on over and hang out.
Seen a lot of Devin Lloyd in the chat recently. What about Nakobe Dean? What's the status
Kobe
on him?
Dean.
Devin Lloyd's the one from Utah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nakobe
Yeah,
Dean
from
from
Utah.
Georgia.
Georgia, but that one from Alabama is not far behind
Christian
either.
Harris.
Yes.
Hey, Christian, I like Christian Harris. I would love to have a guy like
any
Christian
of
Harris.
them guys, man.
Yeah, any of them.
I think with any of those 3 guys, you definitely would have a chance of shutting down the tight ends going over the middle. I think all 3 of them can cover.
Yeah.
Who do I think's the DC? I want the guy from the Bears.
Yeah, I actually like that guy from the Bears.
I want the guy from the Bears.
That man got Robert Quinn to 18. He got Robert Quinn getting 18 sacks in 1 year. After
Nakobe
him, like,
Dean?
what, like getting 2 sacks last year or something like that? I mean, like, once Khalil Mack got hurt,
Right.
like, out goes Robert
But
Quinn.
I do. I like that guy from the Bears. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, this is what Dave Gettleman uses. Look, this is what
Yeah,
this is
a
what
Wii
Dave Gettleman
remote.
uses.
I saw that.
I don't even know how
Well-
you even do that.
I don't. Yes, there's a lot of reports. Fangio. There's a couple other guys too. There's some guys that are under the radar. I can't wait for some of these interviews to happen. But we still need a lot of coaches. You know, we're going to need a tight ends coach. We're probably going to need a secondary coach.
Wide receiver.
You know, it's going to be interesting to see how many coaches this guy hires. How big
Hopefully
is
not
his staff going to be?
1,700 assistants that don't actually work.
Right.
So we had the most coaches in the NFL out of all teams.
Oh, Pat hit the wrong button.
No, I don't think we get a press conference for every coach.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Nah, just only a head coach and a GM. That's it.
Yep. Because Garrett didn't do a presser. Patrick Graham didn't do a presser.
Yeah, they did interviews, but nah.
Right. They'll do an interview, but
Yeah, Carson Strong sucks, dude. he sucks.
Doing the double coverage just now.
Well, Carson Strong wasn't doing too much better either. He ran the freaking ball down the field. He didn't throw the ball, but man, he's getting so much pressure. It's not funny. The offensive line on that national team or American team is hot garbage. That or the defense for the other team is that good.
Oh, who's this dude? Even.
Oh, who is the?
Number 4.
Who is this dude? Hey, he's
Oh,
Deep ball. Oh, nice catch.
well, there's Zap. Is it now? There's a nice handoff up the middle. Wow, there's
Yeah, give
Have
me.
you
I
seen
don't know
that?
that running back's name. Give it.
Yeah,
give him.
he look. Hey, we might
Number
want
4.
Yeah.
Let's see something.
there. My guy's back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I figured you hit the wrong button.
Yeah, I think I clicked the wrong button and cut everything off.
Me too, Jared. I'm hoping to God that this.
Hey, yo, Pat.
Huh?
Hey, yo, Pat. Yo, this is what Dave Gettleman used, man. A Wii remote.
Yeah,
Man,
we're gonna watch the film. Joel,
Yeah.
Jason Garrett didn't get a look at this coaching cycle. Do you think he'll be a head coach again? I don't know, man. The guy couldn't win the job at Duke, so
He
I
couldn't win a job at Duke.
I don't know.
You couldn't even get a job in the USFL, and Jeff Fisher got a job.
Right.
Oh, I forgot about Jeff Fisher. Oh, that was a nice screenplay, but
He was a
He was
Jared
awful.
Goff the first year.
Zapp could not deliver on the pass.
And this is another kid that they were trying to hype up, Billy Zapp.
Right. I
Where's
don't know.
he from?
Oh shoot! They just had
Billy Zapp,
Yeah.
Western Kentucky, I think.
Oh, yeah, the quarterback? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Liberty. Western Kentucky. Jesus.
Western.
They were hyping him up too.
Yeah.
Well, Jared has a question. Will you guys do film breakdowns live? We're actually thinking about doing that. Me and Pat been talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually thinking about going live and breaking down some film, and we're just waiting for things to cool down a little bit.
I just want to know how people get access to college film.
Good luck. Sell your soul.
Right.
Can you even get all 22 film in college?
It's
People
there,
find
but
ways. They probably have to do things they're not proud of.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, you can get all 22 film in the NFL, but I don't know
Yes.
college.
That's that guy again, Mafe.
Mhm.
Spoiled it. I apologize, but
Yeah, Mafe is good, man.
Hey, Alex, you got cable?
got what?
You got cable?
Got cable TV?
Like
Yeah.
what? Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
Oh, Zapp just got clobbered by Mafe again. Mafe's having a pretty good game.
Yeah, he's underrated, man. And these linemen are playing terrible. I'm
From
not gonna lie
Minnesota.
to you.
Yeah, who are these linemen that?
I don't know, but none of them are from Michigan, and those are the guys that stood out to us as being crappy. We drafted Michigan linemen. I'm going to go through the roof.
Right.
I'm sorry, guys, but man, I ain't seen a good one yet. And they were getting killed in practice. Oh, I don't really know yet, Namar. Trying to figure out who the DC is going to be right now.
Should be
Oh,
that tight ends coach should be the one from the 49ers that just got let go.
Right.
I wouldn't mind Vic Fangio.
I don't know if I want a former head coach right on this team right now.
Oh,
You got a
yeah.
young first-time head coach, okay? I don't know if you can really go with an experience. We don't know how Jason Garrett felt being underneath Joe Judge. We don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And you got
Well,
Brian Davis.
Look, Martindale might be the perfect guy for our defense, but how's he going to feel under Dabble, who's a first-time head coach?
That kid Falele's in at left tackle.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Mm-hmm.
That kid there, boy.
Oh, Filet. The tackle.
Sometimes he'll wow you. Sometimes be like, good Lord.
387 pounds.
Yeah.
Lord, oh, man. 387?
It's like, how can you move?
There's that kid from Baylor again.
Yeah, right.
Damn, he's got some good vision.
Abram Smith.
Here goes Carson Strong. He throws a screen pass for a touchdown. They're going to hype it up.
Right.
If you don't take him in the first round, you're going 3-14.
Man, that nigga garbage, man. Man, he trash. Oh, get him out of here.
I wasn't sure he was going to see him.
Right. It took him a long time to see him.
Yeah, it did.
But he got it to him. That's all that counts.
He is nervous as hell in that pocket. You see in his feet. He is just so. Of course, he probably watched the other guy get freaking killed.
Mm-hmm.
He's happy feet.
Yeah. Like, I don't want that shit to happen to me. Oh, you're fine. You're fine, Jared. Oh, goodness.
I just hope that we are not one of those teams that reach on one of these quarterbacks because they're hyped up.
Right.
But, man, don't fall for it, man. Just don't fall for that shit.
Oh.
Give me anything but a quarterback. Give me anything that can be productive on this team.
Them first two picks need to be impact players.
Right.
When you're drafted to top 10, if we don't trade down, got to be impact.
Have to. First round has to be impact. I mean, two guys. I mean, I know Joel was talking about another point with Kadarius Toney, but Dexter. I like Dexter Lawrence. He's not an impact player that should be picked in the first round.
Right.
He should be playing.
Hey, he could be a trade candidate too, believe it or not.
Yeah. Because he's in his contract year.
That's going to be hard for people to digest, but the right price.
Because you're going to have to give him his 5th-year option too this year.
Yeah.
Or say forget it. People forget that. This is his 5th-year option year too.
Yeah, him and Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
But since Daniel Jones is the quarterback and the most popular one on the team, you already know.
For Ryan Dunleavy 4 hours ago, some updates I've heard over the last few days on last Giants coaching staff. Kevin Schur not expected back. Burton Burns expected to retire. Derek Dooley's contract is up. There was interest in retaining Jaron Shuplinski, but I think he's gone now. Jerome Henderson could get a DC interview. So that's the latest.
God, that quarterback coach is gone. I did not like him. 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 I d
Derek Dooley's a Garrett guy. Absolutely not.
Right. Well, his contract's
Derek-
up, so
Sayonara.
right.
Yeah. Everybody from this old regime probably needs to go, to be honest with you, except for the special teams coordinator, which we
The
kept.
special
I'm glad
teams
about
coordinator
that.
is good. Special teams coordinator is good, but
I feel like
the other guys
personally that Judge kind of screwed with the special teams because you notice the first 2 years of Shermer, special teams was actually pretty good. Dixon was doing good. Everyone was doing good, but then when Judge came, Dixon was just terrible.
Right.
bro, and you supposed to be a special teams guy. Then you made the special teams look worse. Come on now.
They still finished 10th in the league, though. Believe it or not.
All right.
Per Art Stapleton 2 hours ago, the Steelers granted permission.
I find that very interesting.
Yes. Yes.
So
That's,
Austin will be coming over for an interview.
yes.
Well, they couldn't deny it anyway because it's a position of he can upgrade.
Right.
So they couldn't deny him. It's not a lateral move.
Right.
I mean, he was a
but
defensive
Patrick
coordinator
Graham-
before in Detroit and in Baltimore.
I was gonna
Actually,
say,
no, not
hey,
Baltimore, Cincinnati.
now that Patrick Graham about to go to a team with better edge rushers this time, man, I can't even. Like the Raiders' defense about to be one of the best in the league next year now, because now Patrick Graham got the edge.
It just
rushers.
depends on what they do with the cornerbacks.
Yeah,
Right.
the cornerbacks. Yeah.
They need
Right.
cornerbacks there. Oh my goodness.
Winfrey.
I'm telling you, Joe, that Winfrey dude is nice, but
I know. Talk about a standout. Terrell Austin once interviewed
Terry
for the
Winfrey.
Giants head coaching job back in 2016. The guy that we're bringing in for a DC.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was former defensive coordinator of the Bengals and the Lions under Caldwell.
Okay.
Who's that?
Well,
Inside.
he got
Damn.
that's a decent resume there.
Do you think we will see more option plays? By
Update
Daniel Jones?
update from a few minutes ago. The Giants have conducted a virtual interview with Titans assistant and former Eagles defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz for their DC job.
Oh.
Huh?
Ooh.
Oh, top of the second round.
Yeah. Kid's nice.
Yeah, he's definitely, if he wasn't before, he's definitely now a deception.
Right.
I could see him as a guy that they like too. Jim Schwartz. Wow.
It's been
What's
a
going
lot of
on, Bobby
places.
Powers?
Oh, Bobby, what's good, man?
I don't know what to say about that, Jim Schwartz.
It's 55, obviously coach the Lions, Bills, Eagles.
Yeah, I remember Schwartz. Looks like your Schwartz is as big as mine.
I think
Mike
he's a
McDaniel.
scumbag, but he's a good defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he was not good as a coach. I'll say that for sure. He was terrible as a coach.
I know he interviewed for the Giants head coaching gig in 18. So
Yep, I remember
Right.
that too. I was praying that he didn't get the job. Because, man, he is terrible as a head coach.
Sore loser.
Yeah, we're playing like the fourth place schedule against,
We played the AFC South. We played the NFC North.
and we play the Ravens.
We played
The
the
Ravens
Ravens.
is our 18th team. Well, 17th.
Yeah, the 17th.
And of course the NFC East.
Yeah. We played it, and we played the Seahawks and the
Lions, the Bears
Lions.
again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we played the whole NFC North, and we played the Seahawks and the Panthers. Man, Jake Ferguson is a beast.
One of these tight ends.
You know, this tight end draft is deep.
We also
Oh.
played the Jaguars.
Yes. That's who it was, the Jags. We get to play Goldilocks.
Goldilocks and Doug Peterson.
Oh, there's a nice throw. Who the hell's playing quarterback now?
We get to play Sunshine.
I want to say he's still Ritter, maybe. White.
We get to play Goldilocks next year. Trevor Lawrence. Man, we
was
get to play
Ferguson.
against these weak ass teams, man.
That was Ferguson. God, it should be expired this year. Oh, what a nice run. That's a kid from Arizona State.
Rashad White, I think his name is.
Yep.
Yeah, Rashad White.
Bro, Daniel Jeremiah really got Tyler Linderbaum at 31 being picked
I don't
by
understand why he's rated so
Cincinnati.
low. Probably because of the injury.
God damn.
Who got injured?
Well, I'm saying because of the injury he sustained at the end of that one game.
Oh,
Just because he's fallen so low.
oh, yeah. I can't figure that one out either.
Yeah.
Bucky Brooks
About the
has
running back from Baylor?
No,
No, Tyler
Linderbaum.
Linderbaum.
Oh,
Still
yeah.
Tyler.
Somebody had him almost out the first round.
Right. Oh, what a
Please.
nice play.
What a play to Ferguson right there.
God, what? Kid's a beast.
Please let him fall to the second round.
You got that
Jeez.
right.
Man, Ferguson, man, please.
When was the last time we had a
First
tight
round
end
picks,
draft
one
like
of
this?
them was not Linderbaum. We get him in the second round. Holy cow! What a
Right. Right.
If he managed to get Linderbaum in the second round.
type of shit y'all got going on.
Christ, they got Devin Lloyd all the way down to 21.
Yo, Devin Lloyd.
Yeah, Lloyd, the linebacker from Utah. I've seen
Yeah.
him at the
my
bottom
God.
of the first round in a couple of drives too. Somebody had him in
Jahad
the second
Dotson
round.
at 26.
Receiver from Penn State.
N'Kobe Dean at 29.
Oh, that.
Yep, I've seen quite a few
Yeah,
drafts
Nicole
that had him in the
Dean.
second round.
That's ridiculous.
Hey, let
Get
him
out
fall.
of here.
That's
Let him
ridiculous.
fall. I ain't mad at
Hey,
him.
yeah. We can't even blame. Yeah, we can't even
That is Ritter. Okay.
complain on that. Really, let him fall. I would love it. I would love for these guys to fall.
Man, look.
How was
Somebody's
Tyler
gonna fall
Linderbaum.
out the first round.
Let
Tyler
Garrett Wilson above
Linderbaum
Karl
fall.
Loftus?
Man, they're talking about Thibodeau dropping outside the top 10. What do you guys think about that one?
Well,
I don't think he makes it past us, to be honest with you, if he falls that far.
Well,
I don't
everything
know.
that we've been saying about him, the beat reporters are now starting to come out and say the same thing.
because they
Is
watch
he-
us, man.
Is he going to be another? Oh God, who's that kid the Texans drafted first?
The Javion
Oh, you
Clown.
talking about DeMario
Yeah.
Williams?
Clowney.
Mario-
Clowney.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jadeveon
Jadeveon
Clowney.
Yeah, they're comparing him to
Yeah.
him.
That's not good then.
Right.
It's not.
Because Davion Clowney did not have Did
Man,
not
he
put
was an
no
absolute
production on it.
monster in college.
Yeah.
He was.
And then he
I-
played next on the side of J.J. Watt and wasn't producing. I don't
He
understand.
was everywhere he goes. He didn't produce.
He's
That's
got a
what they're
limit of
comparing
9
him to.
sacks in his career. So
9 sacks as a number 1 pick.
Give me a flavor.
Like, come on,
Hot
man.
stuff. Thank you. But I'm just all I'm telling you is what's coming out now. That he might fall outside the top 10, and they're comparing him to Jadeveon Clowney. That's
well, put him
That ain't good.
maybe for a team that's actually scared of that actually happening. Just place him as a number 2 edge rusher to start his career. Sign somebody like Chandler Jones, and then the other side, Thibodeau.
well. Here's the thing: Thibodeau's definitely a third down pass rusher. If you've got a 3rd and 6, a 3rd and 7, he's definitely the number 1 pass rusher.
Yeah.
He has the skills to get there, but as a 3-down edge, he's not nowhere near. He's going to need a lot of work because against the run, he gets caught up in the wash a lot. He doesn't set the edge. It's almost like, oh, it's a run and play. I'm going to give up on this. It's almost
Right.
how he's acting.
Right. That's what I see in film, man. You gotta see that they put Jadeveon Clowney with J.J. Watt and Whitney Merciless.
Yeah,
When he
Whitney
came out.
Merciless. That Texas D line was absolutely crazy.
No, Clowney was a monster in college. I ain't gonna lie to
Oh,
you.
yeah, he was.
he was. I agree 100%. Yeah, they're supposed to have more interviews. We'll probably get our defensive coordinator Thursday. Maybe Wednesday.
Yep, somewhere around that time.
I think it's going to be sooner.
All right. I hope you're right, Deception. As a pass rusher, he's the number 1 guy. He is. I cannot disagree with anybody on that. But if he's on the field, you run the ball at him, he'll get taken out on the wash by the tight end. He can't shed the block. And then that frees up your guard and tackle to double up on your defensive lineman and then get to the second level, take out the linebacker, and that's an 8-yard gain.
Jesse
These
Lucetta.
offensive linemen are terrible in this game.
Jesse Lucetta. He's categorized as a linebacker. He's a big fat linebacker.
Well, whatever. He got there quick. He come off the left edge.
I'm just
Good hand swipe. He had a good hand swipe.
I'm just glad that all the offensive linemen it seems we're looking at are on the national team, not the American team.
Right.
I'm
not a fan of Jim Schwartz.
That American, the American
How
team
old
is
is
wearing
he?
weight.
And just ran into his own lineman.
I don't know if he's grown in or not.
He got zapped.
Yo,
By his own lineman.
that zone lineman.
Right.
Yeah,
I
his
think
American
Ojulari-
team offensive line has lost a lot of money.
I think Ojulari had better skills coming out of college than Thibodeau does as far as 3 down.
And Jay Carmada.
I think just what everybody looks at is Thibodeau is more explosive.
He is in the pass rush. He's got active hands. He's got a good spin move. He's got speed around the edge. He's got a good bend. Like I said, if you want the pass rusher, he's the guy. He's that 3rd down guy, but that's going to be his job, 3rd down specialist.
Yeah, there's 2 names I recognize on the American team, and I don't think both have done well. Ed Ingram and Darian Kennard.
Oh, Kennard's been playing awful.
They've been playing horrible.
Right.
Horrible.
Supposed to be a 2nd rounder, maybe now a 3rd or a 4th.
He ain't no. Hey, he
I
ain't
kept
no
telling
tackle. He's a
that's
guard.
why I was like, how y'all figure this dude's going in the 2nd round? I'm not
He
picking
ain't
him in the 2nd round for sure.
I ain't picking
3rd,
him.
4th,
Nah.
possibly
I
5th.
like my quarterback.
Just remember, the Raiders picked Keelan Farrell, number 4 overall. So,
That's why Mike Mayock got fired.
right.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
Mike
you
Mayock
ain't
didn't
gonna
want him.
protect
I guess
us.
that was a John Gruden move, I heard.
Well, I mean, he did. I'll give Mayock credit and just that regime credit. They knew how to get some guys in those 3rd, 4th, 5th rounds. Nate Hobbs, Max Crosby.
Yeah.
That's not unpopular here, Deception, because I've got, oh my God,
Kid Blue
Aiden
thinks that,
Hutchinson
actually.
1. I've got Karlaftis 2.
Me too.
Yeah,
Karlaftis knows how to play against that RPO. He knows how to stay
He
home.
knows how to play against the run.
He can set the edge. He's definitely going to be able to come into the league and start as he could be a 3-down edge. He really could.
Right.
He's good in the run
He's
game.
just as good as Kayvon Thibodeau.
He's better than Thibodeau when it comes to setting the edge in the run game and breaking up the RPO.
And our run defense was
not
terrible.
Just an all-around edge rusher, just an all-around player. I think Hutchinson and Karlaftis are better.
Right.
I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you. If Jabo put on a little bit of weight, I would say he's better than than Thibodeau too.
Guys, look, it's kind of rough being a Vikings fan because it's just like living down south in Alabama or something. You're always getting screwed by cousins.
Man, Karlaftis and his bull.
Sorry, Alex. Sorry, but
not the first time I've heard a joke like that. So,
dude, watch Karlaftis, man. The kid is impressive. He does have a bull rush that he's gonna.
Man,
Karlaftis. Watch tape on him. Watch game film.
I think he could play either.
I do too. And if Roche and Karlaftis are inside,
I would love to draft Karlaftis.
Right, and then you got Roche on the outside, no Ojulari. You put them 4 guys on the field, and they're going to make things happen.
Right, I would love it. Yeah.
Right, they're going to make things happen.
Yeah,
put them 4 guys out there on 3rd and long.
Yeah.
Put those guys out there third and long. I guarantee we're getting off the field.
Mm-hmm.
It's 7. I would draft Karlaftis at 7 in a heartbeat.
I would at 7. What? I would definitely
look if we get Ikem at 5 and we take Karlaftis at 7. I'm going to be dancing on the freaking ceiling.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, I like him that much.
That guy from Baylor though, Abram Smith. Man, that dude's good.
Right.
The running back.
Yeah, he's one of those running backs that's always gonna get you positive yards.
Yeah, but here's the thing. All right, there was talent on the line, but them corners and safeties were really bad at Michigan.
The secondary was terrible.
Other guys were a product of Aiden Hutchinson off that line.
That too.
Hutchinson was the main guy. I promise you he was.
Right.
Oh yeah, he was the main guy.
Karlaftis really didn't have anybody. Right. Nobody. It was basically him on the right side. They were always running to the left side of that defensive line or right side of the offensive line because he was playing the weak side or blind side end. They were always running the opposite way from Karlaftis, but he was making plays.
Well, Bucky Brooks got us taking Charles Cross and David Ojabo.
Right. I'd rather have Karlaftis than Ojabo. I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather have Karlaftis.
I feel like this kid from Baylor looks like a chunkier and a much more productive Devontae Booker.
Right.
Oh, yeah. He did. He had Ojabo. And they definitely helped each other. But if Karlaftis has Ojulari...
Oh, man.
Or Leo Williams has Roche and Ojulari on the inside with him.
That's going to be vicious.
With Karlaftis.
This year, they need to stop that crap they did last year playing Dexter Lawrence on the end.
I think they were just trying to see where he fit.
Put him in the middle.
I think they were trying to find anything they could for help for Ojulari.
And the thing is, if he can't play the nose tackle, what's his use?
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yes,
why I
we
say
did.
he's a trade candidate.
We stole him.
He-
That's one guy I'm so glad they tried to get on the roster and they couldn't. We grabbed him. A lot of people wanted him.
We got him for free.
Yeah, there you go. Karlaftis, Lawrence, Aziz.
That wasn't a great
Williams.
football.
Oh my
fight, wrong.
goodness.
Wasn't great.
Now that front four you just named up, that man,
Right,
that's vicious.
right.
That is vicious.
Reminds you of the NASCAR package.
Yeah, the NASCAR package we had with
Right.
Tuck and Ozzy. And
Did they seriously call pass interference? What a joke.
On what?
What a joke. That ball was so underthrown, it wasn't even
Right.
funny. Come on, now we're just rewarding bad quarterback play. What a joke.
Wow, they did call pass interference.
Yeah,
on
that was horseshit. Sorry, but yes, I do think he could play interior as well as edge. I think him and Roche on the inside could be a deadly combination. He's got a bull rush that's definitely going to overpower a guard.
Oh,
Yeah, that hey,
He's
yo,
got
whatever guard is gonna play in, man, that guard gonna be flying all over.
I can't wait to see his measurements here in 3 weeks.
What is this
He's
guy
got good
doing?
arms.
Yeah, what kind of throw is that?
Well,
Man, is that
Michigan-
Carson Strong? Man,
Michigan linemen are in there. That's why they're getting killed.
Carson Strong.
Kolar's in there now, Pat.
mm-hmm.
Kolar, oh yeah.
Another tight end that we need to
Dude,
keep
he
an eye
wide
on.
open to the left side of the end
Wide
zone.
open. What did you do?
Oh my god.
You is sorry.
Man, y'all must be way ahead of me because he just missed Dobbs.
Hey, now wait. It's 3rd and goal here. What are you guys on?
3rd and goal.
Okay.
Where to go?
I'm on 3rd and goal too.
Oh, that remember you guys
Oh,
were ripping
okay.
you guys were ripping DJ for that one?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
It doesn't happen just to DJ, damn it. You gotta do the
it
play
happens
call.
to every quarterback. Every
Right.
quarterback.
Play call is to go
Missing.
to the right, you throw the ball to the right.
This man literally stepped up right into the pressure.
I think Karlaftis could be that one edge guy that we're looking at. And I'm not gonna lie, if we were gonna go to a 4-3, I'd love to see Ojulari at weak side linebacker. I really would. I know he had 10 sacks, but
I remember when people were talking about they were talking about moving Lorenzo Carter to inside linebacker.
I think that would have been his best spot.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I think we talked about that before. And moving in.
But I think he's pretty much gone, so we won't have to worry about that
He's
anymore.
gone.
we'd have to give him a new contract.
Yeah, a team friendly deal.
I mean,
Deception
veteran
was
minimum.
Oh, go ahead, Pat.
No, I'm just saying give him veteran minimum.
Oh yeah.
Man, these
Okay.
field goal
He
kickers
missed.
are terrible.
Oh my god.
He's grabbed enough for a
That was lower
reason.
than the extra point.
I think I would have made
Deception
the
wants to know how you guys feel about Jordan Davis in a trade down.
I wouldn't mind if we trade down
I
to like
wouldn't
15,
mind.
16. I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind
Because
as
it
long
does
as
fill a
he's impact
need.
player.
I mean,
does fill a need.
look what we got. I mean, because look what we got in in the D tackle that needs to go.
Thank God that guy's a free agent.
Oh,
Who?
Right.
Shelton.
Oh
Yes.
man,
Shelton.
yes.
I think that was Joe Judge's doing. To be honest
Yeah.
with you,
He's a
because
piece-
Danny
New England.
Shelton is that dude turned out
shouldn't
to be
get a job.
terrible.
The New England ties.
Hey,
He can go play for the Jets next year.
I don't know how him or Soder gets on the field next year for anybody.
Solder probably retires.
I don't know how Sakura, Price, Bredesen, Hernandez, or Nate Solder get on the field for anybody next year.
Bredesen might because he's just generally younger. He's only entering his third year.
Well, Hernandez is only in his fourth, but yeah. Yeah, probably Thursdays when we'll hear about our DC.
And you call that a pocket? You call that
Oh.
a pocket?
But that's one thing I like about our new
Pocket is shit.
offensive line
That's a
coach.
pocket.
You saw how that pocket opened up right there? That's inside out blocking scheme. That's what
Inside
our
out,
new
yeah.
that's what our new offensive line coach is going to be teaching. Inside out.
There
You
we
see how
go.
that inside out it creates that
Inside
opening
out,
in front,
those things.
right?
Yeah, all I know is either those guys were that horrible, or it's just a combination of our
I know
offensive line
for a
coach
fact.
checking out.
You're
Nah,
only
but I
they
know
were
for a fact
terrible.
Giving a
Soda
shit.
ain't shit.
Yeah, and they
I
were
know
just out there
Soder ain't
playing.
shit,
There was
bro.
no plan or anything. I could see that happening.
Nah, but we
Like
already know
what
Soder ain't
were the
shit.
damn meeting rooms like? What were the game plans like?
The film.
Man, I
room.
could just imagine. Like I don't think anybody was paying attention to what anybody was saying. None of the coaches were talking to their relative teams, probably except for Patrick Graham and the special teams guy. Everybody else wasn't giving a damn. Man, I don't know, man. It's probably way worse than we can think. To be honest with you,
I don't know how well
For it
we
to get
said
that
that
bad.
we said that if we put, oh God, what's his name out there instead of Nate Solder? Matt Pert.
And Nate
Pert can't
Soder
be
don't
worse
even-
than Nate Solder. He can't be. Well, okay, he is.
And Nate Soder don't even count anyways. I mean, like, no, we already knew for a fact. Like,
Who
he
is
was,
a
like, he
guy
was
that
shit.
could fall? Wow, who could fall in the second
Christian
round?
Harris, linebacker from Alabama.
Well,
Whew, man, come on,
Jeremiah's
man.
gotten us taking
I
Aquanu
would
and
die
Devin
for Christian
Lloyd.
Harris in the second round.
According to Jeremy Fowler, Kenny Pickett is viewed by scouts as the most pro-ready quarterback.
Yes.
Kenny
Watch, the
Pickett.
quarterback's going to be Kenny Pickett, Carson Strong, Malik Willis. I'm telling you, those are the three guys. They've already
Carson
shown their
Strong.
hand.
That
Mr.
Carson
Small
Strong
hands.
sounds like not a Bears pick, a Lions pick or a Texans pick.
Right.
A late,
Right.
a late
Detroit's
first
the
round.
best
Number
fit.
two
late first
pick
round
in the
pick.
draft. The Detroit Lions take Carson Strong. I am going to cry laughing. 'Cause I say, you know what? You already got Carson Strong on your team. Yes. The dude that's playing for him right now, that's Carson Strong.
Probably
DeMarvin
his
Leal is
pro
a defensive
comparison.
tackle. If he falls to the second round deception, I don't know.
Somebody.
It's just something about that guy. I just don't think he's going to be an impact player in the NFL.
Man, somebody take Carson Strong in the first round. I will. I'm
Oh, it's going to
gonna laugh
happen.
my ass off that shit.
I think it's going to be 4 quarterbacks taken in the first round.
There's gonna be people that reach.
I know Pittsburgh is taking one.
Listen,
Pittsburgh
sure.
is taking one.
Sam Howell to Pittsburgh. Maybe.
I'm gonna get laughed at here. I know people are gonna come hard at me, but just remember, sometimes my goofy takes do hit. Not trying to pat myself on the shoulder, but don't be surprised if Thibodeau doesn't fall to the second round.
You know what I want to say to that?
Yeah.
Does everybody remember AJ Epineza? He was supposed to be top 5, top 10.
Yes,
He fell.
yes.
But he had a horrible combine.
That's what I'm going to
And
wait
he
and
fell
see
to the
on.
Bills in the second round.
That's
If he has a horrible combine, then yeah.
what I'm thinking.
But AJ Espinoza, everybody was predicting him was
Because-
on top 5 from Iowa, and then he fell to the second round.
Well,
Is
that's
he
a
going to be
terrible
healthy
football.
enough to do the combine? Because he has missed quite a few games this year.
Yeah, he has.
So is he even healthy enough to run the 40? Is he going to be healthy enough to do the bench press, the 3-cone drill? Where they put the bags up and they got to run the circles. How's that foot going to be? Is he going to injure it? Thibodeau could fall to the second round.
But if he falls to the second round, Joe, that just goes to show that we were right. That a lot of people just don't see him nothing more than just a third down edge rusher.
Right.
Because that means they really feel that he can't hold up in the run game at all. And Espinoza, he's a benefit of being on the Bills. Look at all those players on that Bills roster. That's why he's not doing like blowing up the league or anything, but he is half decent. Imagine if he had to be your
Dante,
top
what's
edge
good?
rusher.
Ah,
I don't think
Deception.
Espinoza would be good at all if he had to be your number 1 edge rusher.
He has 2.5 sacks in his career thus far.
Stingley with that injury, he was out the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it was. LSU
he was
got
out for
really
basically
hurt.
the whole season.
Is he going to be healthy enough to do the combine?
I'm just not taking a cornerback that high.
I remember somebody took a cornerback that high.
Okwara, Romeo Okwara, the Detroit, didn't they take him?
Yeah,
Kid from Ohio State.
It was
Ohio
Notre
State.
Dame in the second round.
Oh,
Actually,
you're talking
Yeah.
about what was his
Okuda.
name?
Okuda?
Yeah,
No.
Jeff
Okuda,
Okuda.
yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
I
Jeff.
know it
Okuda.
started with an O.
Yeah, he took him number 3, didn't he?
Yeah.
Number 3,
And
number
this
4,
dude,
yeah.
and that dude is terrible. Well, he ain't terrible, but shit, he ain't doing what he's
Right.
supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah, he ain't been.
And he
tore
got
his
hurt all
ACL
last
last
year.
I mean, the way they've got Linderbaum falling here down to 30, 31, he could be there in the second.
Right. I hope he does.
Mhm.
We're going to have to see who's going to rise up the draft boards because there's always people that rise at the Underwear Olympics. Every year, there's 10 guys that go bloop up into the first round. Well, I can see a running back. The tight ends definitely held their grounds watching this, Pat. We only got 1:22 left here. So as far as a review, quarterbacks didn't impress. Linemen
Did not impress.
Not on
At
the
all.
American side, absolutely not.
Man,
The
the
defense-
American linemen were terrible.
The defenses have been pretty good. There's definitely going to be
Yeah.
some guys that move up.
Yeah, that
When-
Winfrey guy's gonna move up top second, man. That dude is playing.
You from
Listen,
Penn State, the other one from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
There's some guys
he
on
might go
defense
from
that's
top
made a little
second
money.
to low first round if he has a good combine.
Right.
He could be that guy that jumps up there, that jumps Linderbaum and has him come to the second, or Thibodeau come to the second.
Wow, almost a pick by Zap there.
I don't see any of these. Maybe one
Oh, this
tight
is
end could go in the late first, but outside of that, they're going to be second, third round picks.
Yeah, if a tight end makes it in the first, it's probably gonna be Trey McBride.
Yeah,
I would
Trey
love to.
McBride, yeah,
I'd love to
Either-
also.
Either him or Isaiah Likely.
Right. So, and he was. Deception's right. Okuda was considered. The pros, the scouts, everybody had him labeled can't miss.
can't miss.
Right. Wide
through
receivers have
22.
not impressed.
Nothing special.
Right.
Yeah, nothing special like in the wide receiver. class. I mean, other than them two Ohio State wide receivers.
I just as we're not really worried about the secondary right now.
Yeah, we're not.
Eli gotta
I
be
mean, that's going to be
serious.
a day 3 pick for us. I
Mhm.
I
really
mean, we
don't
got
see,
corners though. We got corners.
but I could still see us getting 1 or 2.
Yeah,
I just want it later.
Right, day 3,
later
picks 4
on.
through
Yeah.
7. You know, we're going to be wheeling and dealing,
But we're gonna need a safety though for sure.
but there's
We're gonna need
definitely
a
some
safety.
Oh my God.
3rd round defensive
Oh,
linemen.
Just watch.
What
that,
the hell?
what's
Who caught it?
Jalen Petre.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
other
Pete
guy was
Morgan.
right there too.
Jalen
Austin the
Petre.
third caught the.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, I remember y'all guys play ahead of us. Wow,
Oh,
Mm.
that throw was terrible.
that was awful.
Terrible.
That throw was terrible.
Oh, wow.
That looked like Mike Glenn.
Oh, Jake Fromm's got stronger arm strength than that.
Oh my! And they
Right.
was talking about this Billy Zapp kid moving into the first round at one point.
5th
That
round.
arm strength right
What
there
the
was
hell?
terrible.
First round of the
Yo.
USFL draft. Yeah, that's for
That
sure.
weak ass arm, boy.
Oh my
That was
God.
ugly.
That weak ass arm, boy.
And the media, if you're not into the draft like we are, what had you thinking that this Billy Zapp kid is a first round pick?
You must be out your damn mind.
That's a
See where Petre
touchdown.
falls. Draft him.
Right, that's a touchdown.
Now you're
Oh,
gonna make that
Hey,
safety
corn-
look like he cold, and they were beat.
right. Right. He's down there celebrating like he's, hot shit on a silver platter. He's just a cold turd on a paper plate, man. That freaking
Right.
guy was so beat. It's not funny.
Petre's
Oh, the
just
wide
generally
receivers.
good, but that throw was terrible.
that was terrible, man.
Browns and beers.
That's awful.
Somebody's in the dog pound. Woof woof. Wide receivers, not impressive. Defensive tackles, impressive.
Wide
However-
receivers can't be impressive because the quarterbacks weren't impressive.
Offensive line, both sides, not impressive. I'm sorry. The defenses for these two teams looked like night and day going up against
Right.
these offensive linemen.
Man,
I
that
mean,
last pass was terrible.
I appreciate you being here. The offensive line could not give any of these quarterbacks any time. They were under pressure the minute the ball. I'm sorry, excuse me. It was just god awful. It looked like the Giants' offensive line
Malik
out there.
Willis
at
was
times.
getting sacked.
Malik
Oh.
Willis. Oh,
Yeah.
That's what
Malik
I'm-
Willis. He's gonna need some time, man.
Yeah, none of these guys are gonna be drafted high. That's for sure.
Right.
It may be deception because they're
That's-
playing that
Dude from
bad.
Minnesota, maybe.
He might be look better than what he's supposed to look like because these offensive lines are trash.
Yes, Evan Ingram
Make
is
no damn
gone.
sense to play like that.
He is gone unless they give him a new contract. They said all week they wish the Jets coach both teams. Lions practice were off. I heard that, Chris, that there was some contradicting practices going on between the two coaching staffs.
He said the Lions practices were terrible.
Oh,
So they
yeah,
had to be
were-
on the American side.
Oh my God.
Request a trade.
Oh, that was ungodly.
I still can't get over
Oh.
that throw.
Yeah, that throw was and they were saying this guy could be a sleeper first round pick.
He will be a free
Damn.
agent. If we don't re-sign him, he will be a free agent.
Right.
My
Like
God.
number 9.
I'll tell you who would be a free agent. Billy Zapp. He should be undrafted free
Oh, my
agent.
God.
that pass was terrible. What
New Jersey Generals are going to take him in the USFL.
Oh my
Right.
God.
It's going to give me nightmares tonight.
Good Lord. And they say
That
we
was-
should we should be ecstatic if he falls to us.
Bad ball.
Get out of here.
Earlier in the draft process, early in the year, they said we should be happy if this guy falls to us in the second round.
Western
Billy
Kentucky.
Zapp. And I looked at one of his games. I didn't even look at his highlight. I went straight to one of his games. I said, man, if they take this guy in the second round, fire
Right.
him.
Right.
If you take this guy in the second round, fire him. Now.
All of them. All of them. I didn't see any impressive play
Jalen
today,
Petre
really.
zapped Billy Zapp.
Managing, he's going to be a freaking bag boy like Kurt Warner was. Are you kidding me? But Kurt Warner at least could make a comeback. This guy,
There's a
thank God he
movie
got a
that came out
college
about him a
education.
couple of weeks ago.
I wanted to go see that.
I saw it.
Did you? Was it worth it?
Personally, I would have liked to see more about his football experience. They did include one scene where basically he got cut from the Packers and he was a little afraid to go into the huddle for the first time, and the Packers coach said, you're gone.
Right.
I would say they included more of it on a personal note, at least the first part of the about 75% of the movie. I thought it was a good movie though.
Okay. All right. But well, just a second, because we're probably going to get ready to close this down. Because in 3 hours, we got leather to the face.
Yeah.
I am excited.
Most of these
for
quarterbacks got leather to the face.
that. Yeah. Yeah, it was a football.
Pads.
Terrible.
That was.
Hey,
That
Sam
was,
Howell looked pretty good out there.
He probably looked the best, honestly.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I
Sam
think
Howell
that's the
actually
best
did
quarterback out of
look
these
like the
guys.
best quarterback.
And if he goes to Pittsburgh, I think he has a good career. I truly do.
Yeah, he
Two
looked
Baker
like the best
Mayfields in one
quarterback.
division.
I think he's better than Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's better than Baker Mayfield. He's got a way stronger arm than Baker Mayfield.
Deception, you're not alone. I do it too. Okay.
And
I read Mrs. comments because I can hear his voice. I do the same thing. I do that. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for being here, in the chat. I want to thank my panel here today: Taj, Big Blue in the Bronx, Big Pet Sports Talk. Make sure you sub these guys up. They're really great content creators. Really good friends of mine. We're always doing something somewhere. Make sure you sub us up. So,
Hey, Wells, we're doing the boxing, Wells.
yes, we're doing the boxing. Leather to the face. That'll be on Lou's channel tonight.
Yep.
I did see some people might be doing UFC. I don't know if Zion's going to do that or not. I haven't seen anything on YouTube from Zion's, but I know he likes to. No, man, I'll tell you what, we watched this. I'm kind of sorry we did it, but we had a great chat in here tonight, Miz. We had some really good discussions, some good breakdowns, some good points. It really was a fun stream with the panel in the chat. And that's basically what we were talking about, is a lot of trade downs and scenarios. But fellas, any last words? We'll start here with Pat to my left.
Stop getting hyped up by these media on these quarterbacks.
Oh, my left. Yeah, my left. Ooh, all right. Alex.
Well, I mean, both defensive lines, or at least more for the national team, look very good. Defenses were good, I guess. In terms of the offensive line for the American team, not that good. Okay for the national team.
You're good.
I like the guy out of Baylor, the running back. I think we should possibly get him more chunkier, more productive Devontae Booker. And if you were wondering about this QB class, that last play should really just tell you something.
Oh, that was horrible. Taj.
The last thing you should want to do is just take any one of these quarterbacks. Well, maybe except for Sam Howell. I mean, like at this point now, or I mean,
Well, he was 6 for 9 for 67 yards, 5 rushing yards, and a touchdown. He ran for one, so yeah, he didn't do too bad. 6 for 9, 67 yards.
The guy everybody wants us to drive through for 11 yards in the Senior Bowl.
Right.
When you're a team like the Giants, the last thing you should want to do is draft a quarterback.
Right.
No matter.
Especially in this class.
Make sure y'all come on to G Nation tonight. It's going to be a fun night. Alex, I hope we see you there. Taj, I hope we see you there. And everybody watching, I hope I see you there too. If we don't, well, we'll be dropping content and anything. So like, subscribe, ring that bell, get notifications when we're dropping content. That way you can keep up to date with what we feel is going on and get our opinions and what we're feeling at that time. But I hope you all have a great Saturday night. Enjoy it however you're going to spend it with family, friends.